Hey, Robert, thank you for joining in. Dan, Rich, James, thank you guys. Appreciate it. I noticed that Adam was going live, but I was trying to get everything set up because we had a long story short, uh, dog decided to destroy part of the wiring underneath the table with her newly acquired cone from the vet. Yeah. But the good news is my dog's going to be able to live. But that's why I wasn't able to join Thursday night, Dan. I apologize. Dealing with the dog, I had one vet telling me that she had cancer on her toe, a big old bulb, and that I was going to have to put her down. And that was Thursday. And then Friday, I took her to another vet to get a second opinion, and it was a good thing I did because it turns out the first vet was just full of shit. And we got a plan to get her recovered. She's going to lose a toe on one of her paws, but considering the other vet thought it was cancer and he was going to have to put her down in a few months, that's quite the change. So um, she's still getting acclimated to her new collar. And whenever I was in here earlier today, just literally an hour before I came on live, um, obviously the dogs like to join me in the room, kind of like they do with Dan and everybody else. She got underneath the table, and that cone got caught, and she freaked out, and she managed to catch wires, yank part of the power taps out of one of my tracks, dismantled a bunch of stuff underneath the table. It's going to take me a good day just to rewire this part of the table again. And later tonight, I'll try to show you guys kind of the what I've managed to get tucked back up, but there's still a good chunk of it still hanging down. Yeah, sorry guys. Oh, thank you guys. No, I appreciate it. Um, oh yeah, no, I'll be there Monday, man. I'm sorry, Dan. Yeah. Hey Tom, thank you for joining in. Ted, thank you for stopping in, man. Your Wolverines did better than my Tigers last week, so good call on missing my live feed. uh, Rick. Oh yeah, see, that's what I thought too. Rick was I thought she had broken that particular paw, you know, and that's why the nail and everything was all crooked over and it was starting to swell up. But after the X-rays, that was the no go, and then it was balled up and infected real bad, and so they drained out the infection, and the blood work came back negative on cancer. It's just some sort of tumor, and once they get it removed, then she should be good to go. She's going to be 14 in January. And he said that her blood work looks like a dog, a German Shepherd of her breed. It looks like 5, 6 years younger. So I can tell she's had a pampered life. Hey man, no, 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 it's all good news. No, I was worried Thursday night that I was going to lose my dog, and any of you that have owned a pet know that after any amount of time, they become a member of your family, um, uh, and you care for them just the same. I've spent more on my dog this year than I've spent on myself at the hospital or the dentist, so that ought to give you a clue on how much I love my dogs, and I'll bend over backwards anything I can do to try to save them. So Thursday when I got the news, I was devastated because this dog loves me to death and I love her to death. Um, and so I talked to a buddy of mine, and thankfully he recommended me going to his vet because he had something similar with one of his dogs had a bulb pop up on its paw. And anyway, he encouraged, that encouragement, kind of lifted my spirits a little bit. So Friday morning before I started work, I drove 40 minutes to go drop her off at that vet and then drove back. And before I got back to the house, they had told me, basically what the diagnosis was and wanted to know how I wanted to proceed. And I'm like, well, drain it, do whatever you need to do. And then let's get the surgery scheduled for next month so I can afford to do it. And so she's going to live. It's all good. So considering what was happening to me Thursday compared to Friday, completely 180. So her tearing up the wiring on the table or knocking over stuff in the living room or just she's suffering on her own and she doesn't understand why because she's perfectly healthy except for that paw, and that cone is just driving her crazy, and she thinks I'm punishing her by making her wear it, and so she gives me the sad eyes all day. Free love said, yeah, Rich. I wish I could afford to say that. I really do. Hey, Rusty. Hey, Patrick. Yeah, it sucks. I did put two forecast down, dog. Or the no, it's never easy, Mark. Um, yeah, no, like I said, man, these dogs are a part of my family now. You know, and I live alone, so it's just when I say it's the three of us, it's those two and me. Thank you, guys. Yeah, no, um, nobody likes the cone of shame. No, even the neighbors were saying poor puppy and stuff to her, so she's sucking it up. You know, she's a ham. But yeah, no, um, you know, like I said, it was quite the emotional roller coaster within 48 hours. I'll put it that way. uh, yeah, Rick is if basically when they did the X-ray to see about if the paw had a broken toe, then that's when we, you know, they did her whole body, and like most dogs her age, and German shepherds are particular susceptible to this, and that is she's already suffering from her hip dysplasia, which just means she really can't jump or you know do anything really much. I mean, literally, you can push against her and she can't fight against you. She just sits down, and that's been going on for a little while. But I've been helping her with Cosequin and stuff like that, and changed her food. But then the arthritis on her spine, she's actually got a few of her spinal. A few of spots on her spine have like zero cartilage between them, and the vet was amazed that she's doing what she's doing considering the way that that is, and it's you can see how it's progressing down her back. So what's more than likely going to happen is the arthritis and the hip dysplasia is going to get her before any health issue based on everything that I found out on Fridays. But you know, so I'm trying to treat her with a little more love and care than I was before, but now I'm really, you know, she's getting more loving and the other dog's getting jealous. So, you know, just like kids, you know, can't pay too much attention to one or the other. Yeah, yeah, no, walked out of there $400 lighter, and when I go get the surgery, that's another $700. So, $1,100 in the free dog. Not to mention what I've already put into her earlier this year with the ear infections and shots, and yeah, so yeah, it's been a yeah, Rick. No, that's you know, and that's what he said too. You know, just because their average age is 13 to 14 doesn't mean that that's when they're going to die. That just means that that's usually the average. So some die sooner, some die later, and based on her pampered life, because she's been an indoor dog her whole life, um, and you know, she doesn't she doesn't really suffer or need or want for anything. You know, she's always fed and vaccinated and everything. You know, what I'm saying so she's taken care of. So I fully expect as long as I can keep the arthritis and her hip dysplasia under control, that you know maybe a year or two, maybe three if I'm lucky. But at least you know it wasn't like the hammer that I got dropped on me on Thursday, which was quite the shocker and the ripping out of the heart on the way home, to say the least. Oh yeah, Richie. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, man. In fact, no engine for the car. No, that's going to bring me to because obviously the whole goal was is tonight is to test the car, run some laps, show how much of an improvement we made. That was before the dog accident. So I had to switch gears. And so I had to try to do something to fill some time besides just, you know, give away the car and thank everybody for their support and entering. And, you know, and even if you're not entered, a lot of people said they didn't want to because they didn't want to win it because they already had one, or they didn't have a use for it, whatever. And that's perfectly fine. You know, I'm just doing this as my way of saying thank you, as my way of showing my appreciation back to you guys in some little way, and trying to, you know, say, hey, you know, I appreciate you getting me to this milestone on my channel, and hopefully, you know, we can hit that next milestone of 1,000, and we can do some celebrating then. So tonight, what we're going to do is kind of go over the new love set, and no buffering. Oh, is it okay? Auction the vet for to pay for vet bills. Yeah, no, I've seriously considered that, Patrick, by the beach. Um, I got to get two of those loves. Zims, I believe you said you lived in Ozark, and the closest loves to us is in Stratford, and they're sold out. I bought two of their four, and while I was there, two of the ladies behind the counter she goes, well, I'm just going to wait till they order some more in. I'm going to get one for my kids for Christmas. And the other one goes, yeah, me too. And I said, well, you ain't going to get any more for Christmas. This is it. And they go, oh, well, then they're sold, because I was getting ready to buy them. And I was going to have 4 of them because I was looking on eBay at stoplights on the way there, and I saw what the stupid, crazy prices were going for. And then Brian with the Pro Tinker Toys, I got to catch a little glimpse of his stuff while I was in here working on the track, trying to get it ready for tonight. And he had mentioned that he put him and his wife and everybody that he knew of on a search to try to go find him. And I thought, there's a phone, and that's a lot quicker and cheaper, but it is what it is. I literally called this morning because I watched Patriot Hobbies. Matt, if you haven't seen his video, go by and check it out. He did a opening. He actually runs the truck, shows you some of the unique pieces inside the set. It's really cool. And then I immediately got on My Love's truck site, local website. They didn't have them listed specifically. I went to Auto World store to see if maybe they were going to sell some. Nope, they weren't going to sell any. Went to PTT to see if they maybe grabbed some, because Brian was where I heard about them. And nope, there weren't none there either. And so I called last night, and the girl that I spoke to said, there's a box that says Auto World on it, but we're not going to open it until tomorrow when my manager gets here. So I called this morning, and she goes, yeah, we got 4 of them. I haven't even put them out on the shelf. And I said, well, put 2 of them back if you don't mind, because I know I can afford 2 of them, and I'll be there in an hour and a half. And literally I went and got them. And then that's when I heard the women, she goes, oh yeah, those are cute. My grandson would like one. And so I told him, hey, this is a great little set, but you're not going to get any more of these. And not every Lowe's truck stop is even going to get them. So, if you guys aren't going to buy those 2 that are right there right now, then I'm going to. And they go, nope, they're sold. And they immediately both went around, stopped checking me out, went around the counter, grabbed them off the shelf, and put them right back behind the counter. So literally, when I left that store, the shelf was empty. Yeah. Yeah, the eBay pirates. And honestly, this is I bought 2 of them, and everybody knows that I'm a collector. And there's a reason why I was going to buy all 4, and that was so I could try to sell some to some people that did maybe have a Lowe's or Love's, a truck stop in their area that would have the opportunity, because according to Brian, the Love's that he stopped at, those managers are already calling other stores asking if they have any that they can get to their store. So that just tells you right off the bat, I would almost lay good money that every single one of these would be sold out in less than a week at all the Love's truck stops that are actually put them out. And then the eBay pirates are already going to town. I saw them going for $130 to $140 already. And this set costs $75. So they're already gouging people to the max. Hey, Mike, thank you for stopping in, buddy. Right. Oh yeah, no, that's it exactly. Oh yeah, no, Richie, if you haven't checked it out, man, no, he's got a Tyco collection that easily rivals mine, and he has some rare cars that I don't have that I wish that I had. And if you read on some of his comments on I haven't seen his last one because I've been busy with animals. But I always comment on a few of the ones that I see that are really rare that I want, and in his comments. So yeah, he's got a really nice collection. He knows his Tycos inside and out. I would dare say that he knows more about the Tyco stuff than I do. And I think I'm a pretty good encyclopedia, but that man knows a lot of stuff too. So if you haven't, anybody that's watching tonight live, like I said, I'm kind of trying to split my eyes between the chat and the camera, so I'm looking at you. But if you haven't checked out Rich's Slot Car Room, be sure and go check it out, guys. Besides all the other creators that are here, if you haven't heard of him yet or seen any of his videos, he's got a really awesome collection. He's trying to get his channel up and going, and we need to get him busted up over 100 as soon as we can. Hey, man, no problem. No, I'm here to help everybody. Everybody. Hey, Steph. Sorry I missed you. Hey, Robert. Thank you for stopping in, man. This is like the greatest hits of my subscribers that have been with me forever. Thank you guys so much, Robert. You made Um, never even know they were available. Yeah, no, see, Robert, I'm right there with you. But the good news is that based on what Brian was saying, that I think they'll come out with another set next year, like he said, because they're basing it whether or not they ordered one. I'm thinking on whether how well these sold, and if these sell out in less than a week, it's simple math. I mean, guys, I mean every business is out to make money, and even if this is a novelty for that store, they obviously know they've tapped into a market that's going to make them some spare change and bring people into the store. Now, see, even while I was there, I bought two of these, but I also got a soda. So you see what I'm saying here? Once they get you in the door for this, then they can maybe sell you something else. And so that's the whole idea. In retail, we used to call that loss leaders. So he's probably selling these at a little above his cost, 20, maybe $30 more than what they're having to pay for them wholesale. Brian could probably correct me and let me know how far I'm off. But point being, they're not, I don't think Love's is out to gouge their customers. I think they were just out to try to create a little novelty thing right before Christmas. And I don't think they had any idea this hobby was as big as it is. And if they end up putting out another set, I can guarantee you they're going to make more than they did this time, so that all their truck stops can have it. And that'll make these sets even more valuable. Hey, thank you, Seaburn. Appreciate that, man. See, there you go, Mike. See that you're exactly it right there, man. It's Mountain Dew. Oh yeah, Rich. Sorry, man. Yeah, no, right here, man. I even got the backup because I'm ready to talk to my people tonight. So I got the full one ready to go and got the one I've been sipping on. So no, guys. Like I said, I'm got some exciting stuff to offer that I'm going to be talking about later. But like I said, while like I said, I like catching up with everybody first before we get into what's going on in the show. But that's why I wanted to point out these bad boys. So if you do have a Love's close to you somewhere, and for some reason they still have one on the shelf or more, buy them, all of them, if you can afford it. And then just turn right around and sell if you can't afford to hold on to them for a while, because there's somebody out there that's going to want them. Trust me. And it's not for the figure eight type set with the crash here, the X crash. It's for these two trucks, and those are just awesome. I mean, I really want to open this thing up so I can put those trucks in my case, but I also know that if there's only 15 or 1600 of these sets, that I'm not going to be the only one that bought multiples, and a lot of these are going to get opened up so people can take out those trucks. So that means the ones that are still sealed, which these both of mine still are, they're taped closed. Which Auto World didn't used to do that. You used to be able to open them up, look at it, but I guess they had too many people opening them up and stealing stuff out and then putting them back in. I don't know. I'm just guessing from Hobby Lobby. But anyway, so yeah, this is one of the track sets that's going to go on the shelf in the living room as part of the display, like for my drag strips and stuff, and that limited edition Auto World drag strip that I got with the buses, the the Snake and the Mongoose VW buses. I got that limited edition one that they only made like 750 of or whatever, and then that one's on the wall too. Yeah, many legends in the house tonight, man. There's 32 people on a Saturday night, and I know there's football going on because when I last left my TV in the living room, my Tigers were already losing 7-0. So I'm really not missing anything right now. I'm having more fun hanging out with the people that I like to talk about the stuff that we all know about. So there's Scott's collector tip of the night for anybody that's here live or watching later. Because like I said, I know about 80% of the people that watch these live feeds watch them later. They only usually watch for about an hour or so, and I get it. Some of these go 2 and 3 hours long, and I completely understand that. We all have a life and things to do. But if you are catching the first part of this video and you're not live, if you have a Love's truck stop anywhere near you and you are a collector, or even if you're not a collector, you might want to buy one, because I can guarantee you could sell those trucks for $40 a piece and then you get you a free track set. It'd be that easy. And I guarantee you can get more than $40 a piece for those trucks. Hey, yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, no, I appreciate the thumbs up if we get that. Yeah, because that helps the old algorithm. So yeah, if we've got 32 people, if I can get 32 thumbs up, I'm not going to be a Brian and harp on it. I'm just going to say that'd be cool. I'd appreciate it. I know uh, some people look at the video and forget about it or whatever, but yeah, if you guys could hit the thumbs up, that'd be great. Because every little interaction with anybody's channel that you have, if you give it a thumbs up, if you give it a comment, that just helps push that video up the ladder. To push it out to the people that subscribe to your channel to be able to put it into their feed. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of research on YouTube and trying to figure out how some of these people are getting their viewers. And it's obviously hashtags and including and stuff like that. But a lot of it is a lot of base stuff that you do with your channel. And like shorts, like Dan always says, that's a good way to get eyeballs on your channel consistently. They're quick, they're easy. You can do it with your phone. The other thing is videos. You got to put out at least 1 to 2 videos every single week, and keep it rolling. But then the main thing is once you get those videos out there, is to get the interaction with everybody. So I play with the YouTube algorithms myself. So every time I make a video, here's a tip for all you creators out there: share it with everybody that you know. Everybody individually, not all in one big max share. Do John, Sally, Bob, Bill, Mark, John, Steve, whoever, everybody that you know that watches your channel, go ahead and just share it in a text to them and a message to them, and that shares it out there. And then that is an interaction with your channel, and that will count as shares at the end of the month. And so anything you guys can do, like I said, it's working for me. If you've noticed, my subscribers have gone up, and there's reasons for that. Is because I'm purposely doing things to my channel that are trying to get it out in front of more people. And the best way we can do it is to share with everybody that we know. And then the second thing is if you have somebody else's channel that you frequent a lot, comment on their stuff, because a lot of people read their comments and subscribe to your channel based off of seeing the name of your channel, or maybe what you said about what was ever in that video. I'm a subscriber to a lot of diecast channels. The Hot Wheels stuff is really big and heavy. I do the collector 1/43rd scale diecast. I watch a lot of those guys. Tony's Garage is one of my favorites. If you haven't checked him out, I just don't include those guys on my list because they're not HO related. Point being, though, is I've spread out my net to more than just HO community. And then I'm also commenting on those, and I'm gaining subscribers from those other people's channels just based on my subscription and my comments and my interaction with their channels. So anything you can do to help, kick your channel in the right direction, and that is get the algorithm and YouTube to understand that people are interacting with your channel, and it makes it pump it out more because they want to know why people are interacting. They don't care. They just want people to click on it, because that's where they make their money. So 2 tips. If you're a collector, get you a set. If you're a YouTube creator, I've shared some of the things that I've learned in the last 3 weeks that have really, bumped up my viewership and changed how I do my videos and stuff. But a lot of it is spreading out and maybe watching and commenting on some other things that interest you. And sometimes people read those comments and it draws them to your channel. And that's the whole idea. So. Yes, Robert, and I think that's what Brian was talking about with PTT is the excitement. Like I said, only got to catch maybe the first 10 or 15 minutes, but he's dead on right. The more retailers that you can get involved in this hobby besides Hobby Lobby, the better. And truck stops, I mean, who would have ever thought that this bad boy would have been a good Kickstarter to getting into other stores? But I can guarantee you other retailers will see how fast these things went off the shelf and what little investment Love's had to make to get their own. And I honestly think that could honestly kickstart it based on if they could sell these things out within a week. That would, in such a small market of stores that they did, that would just be amazing for the hobby. DNA slots, I'm not sure. I have to. Are they HO? If they're not HO, then maybe not. If they are HO, I might have. Like I said, I have got. If you go back to my entry video. Like I mentioned on the last live feed, I put every channel that I'm subscribed to that's HO related in it in the description again. And I don't know if you guys saw, but that list is quite extensive. And so it's hard for me to remember who all I'm subscribed to. I apologize. 130. Okay. No, I'll check it out. Because like I said, I've got Area 51, Home Racing World, obviously Travis, the slot car guy, the slot car dude. I've got a lot of 132nd, and that's another one, guys. Just branch out a little bit. Some of us on the Discord channel, if you haven't joined that, join in the conversation with that too, guys. If someone that's can put in the link, so if someone is interested, they can try to join in with the chat. But we were talking about 143rd scale and the Carrera Go. And I didn't realize that there's like 4 or 5 of us that have those scale of tracks. And then Shin RC, he showed on one of his latest videos this last week on how he was able to run his HO cars on his 124th, 132nd scale tracks, by putting like, for more or less, for lack of a better term, a hollowed out WD-40 sprayer extender on the guide, and then run it on the track. When I thought that was a cool idea. And my memory serves me correct, and someone can, obviously tell me I'm wrong, and that's okay. Like I said, I'm here to learn. I don't know everything, but I believe the Carrera Go track is almost just as wide as a 4-lane AFX. And so I'm going to dig mine out. I've got mine still on the table. I've got 2 Carrera Go tracks. Both of them are still sitting on the table, never been ran. And then I'm gonna dig out one of them, and I'm gonna show up the pieces just to show the size difference there. Hey Tom, thank you for stopping in. Hey Dale, thank you for stopping in. Oh yeah, no Dale, the Hot Wheels. If you're into the diecast guys, the Lamley Showcase is one that I watch. The Ministry of Diecast is another one that I watch. And those guys will straight up tell you, I mean, there's cars that are Hot Wheels that go for more than our beloved little HO cars, which is just insane to me, because all they do is just sit there, and I'm one to talk because I've got all these sitting on the wall. But I do have I bet I have over 60 cars that are available to race on my track. So it's not like I have all shelf queens. And there's some of those HO guys, I'm even subscribed to the Hot Wheels YouTube channel. Because they have races. They set up these intricate tracks and all sorts of stuff. It's kind of cool to watch. But, like I said, I'm just used to, I don't know. They're cool, but those things can go for some big bucks is what I'm getting at. And Target has some exclusives. Walgreens, like CVS pharmacies, Walmart. They all have their own exclusive ones, and you can only buy them in those retail stores. And they only make like 5 versions of those sets each year. There's only like 5 versions for each store, and those things go for big bucks. $75. Yeah, Rip, that was it right there. Hey, thank you to all 32 of you guys. I appreciate it. We got the 32 thumbs up, man. I'm what I'm saying here and trying to keep everybody entertained, because I kind of like Dan. I go back and kind of review the show and try to pick stuff that I miss. And I noticed I spent a lot of time staring at the screen, not a lot of time talking to you guys. And so I'm going to try to flip that around a little bit more and try to look at the screen and try to do some reading some more. So I apologize. But hey, we're a half hour into the show. The first thing I want to do is once again say thank you from the bottom of my heart to all 500 of my original subscribers that got us to this point to give away this car. And then the other 336 of you or 38, I'm sorry, that have joined since then. Thank you so much, because once we get to 1,000, I call it the race for 1K. Basically, once I get to 1,000 subscribers, then I'm going to have what I call a massive giveaway, and we're going to have 10 winners. So we're going to have a grand prize, and it'll work its way down. So we'll have 10 winners once I get to 1,000. And that's the goal, is to try to get myself and all these other awesome HO YouTube creators that you see in the chat here. Please go subscribe, like, and share. It's not that hard to do. If you're already watching videos on YouTube anyway, just, go to their channel real quick and hit the bell, hit a like, and then go back to the other video you were watching. I'm just saying, guys, I know it takes a lot of time to make these videos. It took me almost a half hour to get everything set up just to do this live tonight. So I have everything kind of within arm's reach. So there's work involved. And the easiest way you can show appreciation to any one of the people that makes these videos and has a channel is just by simply subscribing and liking. And if you have the time, leave a little comment below. Like I said, that helps everybody's channels when everybody leaves comments. So, like I said, if you can't financially support a channel, which I understand with the cost of living and gas and everything else, money's tight. It's tight for me. I get it. But there's something free you can do, and that is just subscribe, like, and share. And to me, that is just as valuable as somebody that wanted to donate $1 or $2 or something like that, because that is actually helping my channel every time that they do that. More than that $1 was going to help me to buy the new camera that I'm trying to get for the channel, because I'm going to start using StreamYard once we have the track running to do my YouTube lives. So you'll have at least 2 camera views, one showing the track and then one showing the lap time, so you can kind of see which ones, the lane and cars and who's running what lap times, and you can watch the race in between and see who's in the lead and stuff like that. And so that's the goal, and that's one of the things I'll be talking about later. But my first thing that I wanted to get out of the way is my sincere thanks to every single one of my subscribers, especially the ones that have been with me since the less than 50. And I know Dan with Slot Valley Racing is one of those, because he was one of the ones that helped mention my channel, and in one night, doubled me up on subscribers and got me almost to 100. So, I know how valuable it is when another creator mentions somebody else's channel, and it's all word of mouth, guys, because I've heard about channels tonight that I didn't know about, and I can guarantee you I'm going to go check out their channels, watch a couple videos, hit a like, and hit the bell, and try to leave a comment on something, just like I said, just to spread my net out there in the YouTube world, so to speak. So thank you all. I appreciate it. And so the main goal for everybody's tonight, and that is we're going to be giving away this card that we built last week live, and much to my dismay and some of the struggling that I had. But you can see, no editing involved. That's how sometimes it can be. I build these cars all the time, and sometimes it just doesn't work right for you. I mean, yeah, it's just the way it is. But that's why some of you are here, and I get it. You want to get on with your life. But in case you are watching and you have not commented yet, I have not selected anything yet. I'm going to do it live. So I'm going to give 5 minutes from right now. So it's 7:40 Central Standard Time. I'm going to pop open that computer, and we're going to draw our winner. So if you haven't entered and left a comment on the entry video that I posted on Wednesday night, all you got to say is I want to win in the comments. That's all you got to do. And then come right back to the live feed. I'm going to give you 5 minutes starting right now to go do that, because I want everybody that wants the opportunity to try to win that card to win it. And even if you don't particularly want it, if you win it tonight and you don't want it, tell me, and I will pick somebody else randomly with the generator, and it'll be a shared giveaway, so it'll be Scott's House of HO Racing and John gave this car to the next winner. You know what I'm saying? So you can help out somebody else, just by entering if you want to. But like I said, if you haven't entered already, please do so. I was before this was all going down, I had this master plan of making a list of all the parts and the costs, and I'm going to, and that's going to be in the video that I'm going to post on Wednesday night. I'm going to do laps with this car for the winner, and then I'm going to build this one, and that way this one's going to be built just like this one is. And once I tune this one, then I'll know what size of tires and everything to put on this one, and we're going to auction this one, which is built just like this, next week. I'm going to put a parts list in that video of every single part that went on this car and what it cost me personally to put this into the car. And like I said, I'm not looking for donations. I'm just saying, someone had asked me if I was going to put out a parts list. I'm going to do that. I'm going to give the part number, and then what it cost me at the time that I purchased this stuff, because I know prices may vary. But I just know for a fact, based on my quick math, that someone's going to be getting well in excess of a $60 to $80 car, somewhere in that range, just based on the parts that I put in this thing, plus the cost of the new car, obviously, which is about half of that. But so no, it's going to be a nice prize for somebody to win tonight. So I want everybody that wants the opportunity to win, please go comment on that video, because here in about 4 minutes, according to my clock, I'm going to fire up that computer and we're going to do that drawing, and somebody is going to be a happy camper because I'm going to send them the car, 2 sets of tires, because like I said, I'm going to test it on my track and get it running really good with 1 set, and then I'm going to give you a set taller and a size shorter included as part of the free giveaway, and that's what I'm going to send to you. That way you can kind of tune it for your track. And just so you know, that's $7 extra in tires, because those super tires are $3.50 a set. So you're getting this is going to be a good prize for somebody, is my point. And you're not going to be disappointed for the little amount of effort that you had to do and put a comment and say, I want to win, because it gets shipped to your door for free anywhere in the world. But we are going to be drawing it in 3 minutes. Scott has my address. Oh, cool. Yo, no, Dale. Yeah, no, I'll be more than happy to. I actually had one of the viewers that's a subscriber last week reach out to me, and I'm going to just display his stuff later. He actually sent me a sample of some rims that he builds and that he's looking at maybe selling. So I'm going to show those off to you guys tonight. I'm going to pop them on a chassis that I have here so we can kind of look at them on a car together. No, so I've got a lot of stuff to share with us tonight, but the main thing that I know that most people tuned in for tonight was to see who was going to win this bad boy. And I don't blame you a bit, because if I wasn't giving this car away, I'd want to win this car. Okay, Roski, go to that the video that I posted Wednesday night. It says 500 subscribers giveaway video, and comment on there, I want to win, in that video. You got 2 minutes, because I got to hold it at 7:40 or I could keep going all night if people kept popping in. I'm not trying to be mean. I just want to make sure that the people that did show up for this very reason only, I don't drag them on for an hour or two. Oh no, James, no, thank you guys. Like I said, I'm impressed that I have 10 subscribers. I know I have more subscribers and more friends on YouTube that I've made through YouTube than I have in real life. And that's not saying that I don't have a lot of friends. I got some friends. It's just that I don't have 800 friends, and I consider everybody that's a subscriber to my channel one of my friends, because we all love this hobby together. And that's what friends do. We hang out, we have fun together, we talk shit, we have a good time. And so that's what I want this channel to be, is just a bunch of friends hanging out, talking about slot cars and sharing their information. Okay, guys, 1 minute. If you have not commented on Wednesday night's video, you've got 1 minute to go do it. And you don't have to be I can't comment for you on my own video. Whenever you go to the video on your phone, you'll see where it says comments, and just hit where it says comments, and it should open them up to where you should have a bar on the bottom where you can just type in. And if you just type in anything right now, I don't care what you put in there. I'm not being picky. You can just say, I'm here. I don't care, whatever. Or hi, Scott. Just make sure you comment on that. It has to be on that video, because that's the only way that random selector works, is if there's a comment on that video. Robert, if you wanna do it for him, and then if you win, if you want to give it to him, you can put his name in your comment. I mean, that like I said, guys, I mean, even if you don't personally want the car and you want to gift it to somebody, if you win, that's okay. I'll ship it anywhere in the world to whoever wins this car. It's not restricted to United States or Canada or Mexico or South America. Anywhere in the world, if you're entered, you will get this car for free. no matter what it costs for me to ship it to you. Which we all know I could be forking out about as much money for shipping as I did for putting the car together, but that's okay. You know, there are no restrictions on this giveaway. So that'd be awesome if you'd want to do that. Antarctica. Yeah. Rich told me that he thought that I melted one of your controllers, and I forgot to warn. Yeah, you're going to want to make sure before you run that track, that car on your track, that you've got a better controller than a factory 120 or an Auto World or anything like that. You're going to want to have DeFalco and One Stop Slot Shop, True Speed, something along those lines. And you really want to just go ahead and hardwire and get hardwired power into your track. We'll discuss your track issues a little later too, because I got a piece of track right here that I can kind of show what, I don't know if you understood what people are trying to tell you about bending those tabs out, but I'm going to show on the camera. So, all right, well, we're at 7:42. You were melting some plastic. No, literally. If you remember the video, I said I had a couple of those on a factory Tyco track, and we couldn't run them both at the same time because one of them sucked up all the power, and I could only do like 2 or 3 laps before the controller started melting. That would be it. Okay, let's do it. All right. So, I'm sorry, guys. Got a computer here, got a computer there, got a computer running the live stream. All right. I'm going to refresh it, and then I'm going to turn this computer around to the screen, and I'm going to see if it'll show. And if it won't show, I'm not going to blind you guys. Okay, yeah, I'm human. I got to do a CAPTCHA. 1 second. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Just a second. I did have it all pulled up, but then obviously the computer went to sleep and it deleted everything because I have to put in the link to the video. I apologize. The mayor's not here. He knows I'm no IT guy. Okay, I had to filter out the duplicate users in case. I don't think I had Dave. I think I may have left more than one. Speaking of which, Shaky Dave he called last night. He was heading home from the hospital. He didn't know if he was going to be able to join in live tonight, but he did want me to send everybody hello. He misses everybody. He can't wait to get back and get on live and start chatting with everybody again. And he misses his HO family. And so I told him if I didn't see him on here tonight, I'd give him a shout out and tell him best wishes on a quick recovery. All right, so there it is. Okay, so all right. No, no, ain't gonna work. Okay, so I'll do at an angle, maybe that way you guys can see there's no monkey business. It's drawing it now. I don't know. Yeah, you see it randomly did it. All right. One of the 22% of the women that are subscribers on my channel just won. Laura Anthis. Laura Anthis. You are the winner. Congratulations, Laura. And I'm not going to change anything off of this screen, and I'll take a screenshot of this and post a community picture telling her congratulations, Laura. All I need to get from you is your email address and your physical address. So I'm sorry. My email address is on my page. I'll include it in the description of this video once I'm done tonight. It's really easy. ScottDanielMO@gmail.com. simply email me the mailing address where you want this car and all the original parts that came with it that I replaced, and I will get that car out to you probably Thursday or Friday, because I do want to run it on the track and get it tuned up, and hopefully it'll work good for your track. So thank you to, it looked like I had 46 people enter. Thank all 46 of you. And congratulations again to Laura Anthis, Anthis. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but thank you, Laura, for being a subscriber to my channel. Tell all your girlfriends and their husbands and their boyfriends or whoever, tell them to be a subscriber to the channel. And you can get some free stuff out of this deal, because like I said, once I get to 1,000, I'm going to have 10 people win. So congratulations, Laura. Congratulations, and thank you to everybody that did enter. Like I said, I appreciate it, guys, big time. That's the most people that I had enter for any of my contests so far. So thank you. Appreciate that. That's my sister. Hey, 35 of you. Thank you. And Laura, here, I'm going to try to get the car up here close. This is your bad boy. And I'll kind of run down a list of everything that we put in this bad boy, but it will be included in the video. And I am going to send you a list of the parts that I put in the car when I mail you the car. But I can kind of highlight some of them right now. So we replaced the brush springs and brushes themselves with silver. I've got the Wizard Performance Racing highest grade performance silver brushes that they have. Those are 6,000th silver coated brushes for those. And then we have level 4 ceramic magnets, motor magnets with a stock arm. We got modified rear end and ring gear, level 8 traction magnets. We have silver shoes and double springs that are silver coated. So everything on the electrical system is silver except for the actual brush barrels themselves. And then last but not least, we've got a Razor front end on it. This bad boy should scream without melting controllers, because it does have the factory arm. So you should be able to, based on the people that I've spoken to that are a lot smarter than me, this should be just fine with a factory wall wart on a clickety-clack track. And Laura, if you're fortunate enough to have a routed track, this thing will really fly. Hey, thank you, Robert. Hey, Mark, that's awesome. Trust me, I'll enter that contest. I am going to open this bad boy up here. This is another brand new one, just like that one. And I'm going to build it with the very same parts I put in this. And just like I mentioned, so if obviously everybody that entered that didn't win this, like Laura, you're going to have the chance to buy one yourself if you want to, because I'm going to auction this bad boy off next weekend with all the same parts, and it's going to be tuned just the same as this car with the, tires for mine, and I'll include one set higher and one set lower of the super tires in the auction. But I will sell this car for exactly what I have into it, and that's where the bid will start. So if nobody else bids on it and you bid the starting price of what I have in the car, it's yours. And I can wholeheartedly put my 100% Scott's House of HO Racing behind this. I guarantee you this car will run really, really good before it leaves my house. So it should run really, really good when it gets to your house. So if you are looking to try to get your first hopped up Tyco and you weren't fortunate enough to win like Laura, then you'll have your chance to buy one without having to do all the work and get all the extra parts to go with it. So you'll have some spares to boot. So we'll be auctioning off basically the sister of this one next week, but I just want to show you guys. So, hey, Jack. Hey, Steph. Rich can't enter. Oh, well, it's not necessarily going to be 10 Tycos, and it's not necessarily going to be 10 Mega G Plus cars. 10 prizes. I know that I'm going to build an Auto World. I know I'm going to build another Tyco, and I know I'll build another AFX. So there will be 3 cars at least given away in that. And I also plan on trying to give away brand new carded cars. So it's going to be 10 cars of some type, not necessarily all hopped up to the max. I'll put it that way. 3 of them will be to the max of a wall wart. But the other 7 will probably be just carded cars that I have either to sell or that I maybe picked up nice and cheap at Hobby Lobby that are going for 30 or 40 bucks on eBay that you can just get for free if you don't have a Hobby Lobby post. Sorry. Yes, Adam. No, buddy. I like I said, I like my OS threes just because of the cost per value here, because they come with brakes, and you can buy a set of 4 for like 320 bucks or less, and that's $80 a controller with a brake, fused. You can set your sensitivity for your ohms. I just love these things, but I am going to try DeFalco. I know a lot of people like those, and I do want to try one of those True Speed. But right now, the dog has just literally sucked away any extra money that I used to have. And obviously, that's why that brings me to the part 2 of the show. After we get caught up here, is I'm going to start up the auctions next week. And that was the point that a lot of people asked me when I was going to start those back up again. I'm going to start those next week. But if you missed last week's show, like I said, I was planning on doing a lot of testing and tuning right now, so I'm kind of having to wing this because this wasn't exactly what I had planned for tonight, and I do apologize, but it is important information if you are a subscriber on the channel and you do enjoy the auctions and you do sometimes participate in them. So if you haven't noticed already, you can join my channel and be a member of Scott's House of HO Racing. I have 3 levels of membership. You can join the fan club, you can be a team member, or you can be a team partner. And I know that Dan has his, and we all have our own little special perks. With my 3 levels, basically for the 99 cents a month, the fan page, that basically gets you the free stickers that I'm going to have that say pound slot cars. That will be there'll be vinyl transfers for your personal one-to-one driving daily vehicle if you want to put it on that. And then I'm having other stickers of my logo, Scott's House of HO Racing done. Just got to get all my materials together to put it in my mom's printer thing and then assemble all the stickers and all that stuff. So just as being a fan of the page at 99 cents a month, you will get the free sticker, and it's also going to get you offers to more exclusive things, which are in the other levels. And if you're interested in being a team member, that bumps you up to, I think, $4.99 a month, I think is what I have it. And I'm going to have hats and t-shirts, kind of like what Dan has. I don't know about coffee mugs yet, but I do know about the hats and the shirts. So if you bump up that level, you'll get everything from the first level, which is the free sticker pack, to the free hat or shirt of your choice annually included in that, as well as a 5% discount on any auction that I have. So if you win an auction and you're a team member, you would get 5% off of your auction, off your win. So that's going to be my way of saying thank you for being a team member. You're going to get that extra 5% off if you bump up that next level. Now, the 3rd level gets you everything. So if you decide you want to become a partner, you're going to get everything that the other levels have, plus you're going to get 10% off of any auction. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, guys, but if you start adding in 10% here, 10% there, that could actually just go ahead and pay for your shipping to your house. So you might get it shipped there for free, as an example. So you get all that stuff. But here's the real kicker is annually, not only are you going to get a hat or a shirt, the sticker package, but if you're a partner, annually, I am going to reach out to you and build you and give to you whatever model of car that you want. So if you want me to build you a Tyco, then I build a maxed out Tyco for your track. If you want me to build a Mega G, then I buy whatever model Mega G that we can get our hands on that you like, and then I max that bad boy out. If you want an Auto World, I'll buy whatever Auto World car that's out there that I can get for you that you want, and I'll max it out for free. So you'll get a free car for your membership in there too. So there's 3 different levels, 3 different benefits, and that benefit is actually going to start this next Saturday. So a week from today, on the very first auction, I have 5 members, and I thank all 5 of you sincerely. And you can recognize them by the little stars, if they're still making comments, that they're actual members of the channel. Members of the channel, no matter what level you are, before I start my live stream on Saturday, I will have a 30-minute members only live feed. So it's only going to be for members for the first 30 minutes, no matter what level you're at. So at 6:30 every Saturday, I'll go live with you guys exclusively for a half an hour before we do the live, Saturday Night Live normal show, either racing, auction, whatever. And then here's the thing is I'm going to have you guys help me for the show that night. And by what I mean on that is every night that I do an auction, I'm going to show every car that I have available that's going to be for sale. And then I'm going to let my members pick which 5 we auction off that night. So not only do you get to, if you're a member, you get to pick which cars we auction, that depending on your level, you may maybe get a discount on that car if you decide to try to buy it later. So I'm just trying to do anything that I can to try to add some special little perks and little extras for my members, and try to encourage people to do it. Like I said, for as little as 99 cents, get you into that, get you into that exclusive thing there, get you some free stuff. And that's not all the free stuff. It's just, that's all that I have to get me started. But yeah, there she is. Mega GC Colors 4, yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't say any of my cars off my collection. I said any of them that are readily available for me to purchase. Yeah, no. Okay, will do, man. I'll get a hold of you after the show tonight, Dan. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, so if you have any questions on the membership or whatever, you can always reach out to me personally. Like I said, it's any, and kind of like what Dan does with his, any money that comes in from any of the membership levels, any of it at all, is not going for stuff for me personally. It's going to go for me to be able to get back to my members and back to the people in the channel. So what I'm going to be doing first with that money is getting that second camera. So any money that I get from memberships, selling cars and stuff like that right now, because I'm obviously going to be tapped out the next month and a half or so because of this little twin purchase and then the dog and the vet. So any of the money that I do like that's just going for that second camera, because I do want people to see whenever we're racing. I do want you to be able to see the lap times, and I do want you to be able to see the racing at the same time without having to angle the camera where you see both, but you really can't see both, if that makes sense. '81 in Florida. We didn't even break 60 degrees for a high today in Missouri. So I'm going to kind of give a preview of, like I said, I had to kind of come up with something different since the dog decided that she was going to inadvertently make a little extra work for Dad. And so what I thought I might do is just give some kind of teasers on some of the cars that they're going to be coming up for auction. And then any of my members that decide to join this a week from Saturday at 6:30, they'll pick the 5 that we're going to auction next week. So these cars I'm going to show you, I don't know which ones they're going to pick. It's all on them. That way they get to kind of pick, and maybe they see a car they want and they want it to be in the auction so they can bid on it. So I want to give everybody a heads up, give you time to join in, and then give you a little highlight. So we know we'll be auctioning off the sister car to the one that we gave away tonight. We've already gone over that. but I went ahead and got out a piece of track just to show you guys. So these are some of the cars that are going to be coming up for auction. Hey, slot car enthusiasts, thank you for joining the fan club. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Next Saturday night, you're going to have to help us because, like I said, my members are going to pick the 5 cars that we're auctioning. Even if you don't want to buy one, I want your guys' input on which ones we're going to offer. So I'm just showing you some of them, guys. This isn't all of them, but I know that there's a good variety here. I have a awesome condition Porsche I just recently got. I got me a Magna traction. These are 2 Mustangs right here that are rare. These are called a 2 out of 5. So if you're a collector, these are 2 Super G Plus stock car Monte Carlos with Super G Plus chassis, McDonald's, a Vet, new old stock, sparking rods, a Porsche. That's a 2 or a 3, I believe, in the Tyco guide. If Rich is here, he can tell me. So there's some good cars on just this one right here. Oh yeah, Ryburn. Yeah, I knew you'd like some of these, but wait, there's more. Um, those of you that are AFX fans, I know I sell a lot of Tyco and stuff, but here's an example. So this is also going to be for sale. This was in my case. That's how nice this car is. This is a Super Racing Turbo number 4 Pennzoil, and what I would call as close to new condition as you can get. Look at this bad boy. Look at that. That is freaking awesome. So we'll be auctioning this car off at some point in time. I know that a lot of you like the Mega G chassis, Mega G Plus chassis, and they wish that you could get some more of those Indy style cars besides the 2 that they sell in the 2-pack, which are on the wall there, without having to buy the set. Well, here's your chance because I've got 2 Mega G Plus versions of the set cars. I've got this one here, the Wiseco. I've got the knockoff full tilt. This one would be what I consider a runner, not a shelf queen, because it is missing this. But like I said, these are all runners. I don't sell cars that don't run. And here's probably the highlight of all the cars that I'll be selling right here. That's out of the package anyway. And I don't know if you guys are going to notice right off the bat, but I'm just going to sit there for a second and see if someone can tell me what the difference is there. Like I said, I've learned from my last auctions. I kind of like what you guys like, and so I'm trying to find good deals on these things. There we go. It finally focused. Too blurry. Okay. Well, did that clear up? It should have cleared up. It looked like it cleared up on my side. Oh, it just blurred out again. Sorry. Well, giving. So, in case you ever wondered, this is a Mega G version of this chassis. And you can tell, look at the wings. This is the Mega G Plus. This is the Mega G. This is a Mega G on a running Mega G chassis on a Mega G body in perfect shape. Yeah, no, this is the can motor. This is the Mega G Plus, and this is the Mega G. These things will smoke these things all day. But these things cost a small fortune. But they're not going to cost people on my subscriber channel a fortune. Last time so I was on eBay earlier today, and there's somebody on eBay that is literally trying to get $80 for these used. I'm not going to start my auction at no $80, just to give you an example. And that wasn't even including shipping. They want over $100 for this car. I ain't gonna start my auction at $100. Like I said, I do this to help the community. I don't do this to rake people over the coals. So if you're wanting to get one of these cars at a better price than you're going to get on eBay from somebody that you can trust, because I offer a 100% money back guarantee on the cost of the car, and you know it's going to run because I show that it runs before we do the auction, then this would be your chance to try to get a couple of these cars cheap. As an example. Yeah, Mike, and Mike recently he bought that 300ZX, and I hope you said you were happy with it, Mike. I didn't, like I said, 100% money back guarantee, buddy. No hard feelings if you don't like it. Oh, you like it? Okay, cool. And like I mentioned, it's not just used cars. See, we've got carded cars to sell too. So all sorts of goodies in here. Uh, I don't know if any of you guys are Ward Burton fans, but I saw one of these recently go for over $90 in an auction. We'll be auctioning this bad boy off. Be auctioning this bad boy off. Hey, Kenny. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Hey, Francisco. Yeah. So we're going to do 5 cars tonight. Let's put it this way. We'll have over 90 more cars just based on what I'm going to be rolling out. And so depending on, like I said, depending on what the members of the channel decide that they want to see auctioned off is what's going to be auctioned off. So if you are interested on any of those cars that I just showed, you might want to be sure and check out every Saturday to see which 5 cars are going to be auctioned, because even I don't know until that night. And you don't want to miss out on getting a good deal on one of these cars, because like I said, I try to keep my price anywhere from $5 to $10 or less more than what I paid, depending on the car. And if I can try to keep it less than what it is on eBay, then that's the goal. Because I don't charge tax, and I charge exactly what it costs to your door. As an example, I got a new discount for shipping with Ship Pirate. It only cost me less than $4 to send that car to you, Mike. Sorry, my dog's down here. She's getting close with her cone, and I don't want her knocking over the computer. She don't understand. She thinks she's being punished. Yeah. Yeah. I do have some pit kits from Auto World that I want to sell in case you don't have a Hobby Lobby close to you. I've got 4-gear T-Jet X-Traction. Got Auto World cars I'm selling, AFX, Aurora, Tyco. So, I've got a mix. If you're into HO racing, or what I would call the working man's cars, I'm not talking the Bowers, I'm not talking that high end stuff. But if you're into the working man types cars, there's going to be a little bit of something for everybody, from stock cars to classic cars to F1 cars to everything in between. Hey, Rick, thank you, man. Appreciate that. $2.99 for the heading for the new camera. Literally, guys, like I said, I keep a ledger of all the money that comes in and comes out, because like I said, everything that you see in here was done by doing what I do. I get a car, I flip it, buy another car, flip it. I'm like the slot car used salesman. The cheapest place I can find and recommend, the little itty bitty 164th people. And I say they're cheap because you can get a lot nicer and better detailed people. But if you're just looking for straight bulk, go to eBay and you can buy like 100 of them for, I don't know, 18, 20 bucks. A lot cheaper than you can buy. Oh, what's that name of that group that sells those really nice ones? Dan's got some really nice ones, and you're not going to buy 100 of those for that cheap. But if you're just looking for little people like what I did, I bought I've got like 600 164th people to put in all my little grandstands. And I wasn't really worried about the really good detail, because I didn't really figure people were going to be, too concerned about looking to see if Betty was wearing the same outfit as the next one down the aisle or row or whatever. So anyway, yeah, I went the cheap route, and the closer you get, like for the pits and stuff like that, then that's when I'm going to invest in the ones like what Dan had, the little film crews and pit crew guys and stuff like that. just help with the diorama. Mojo. Okay, yeah. Those are cool, man. No, I love those. Like I said, it's all about the if those of you who haven't heard me mention it before, you're creating your own world. And so there is no wrong way to do it. It's your world. You do it the way you want to do it. That's what I love about this hobby. And the best part is I don't do my world like you do yours, or Dan does his, or Mark, or Rick, or any of us. The mayor, Adam, we all do all of ours completely different. We get ideas from everybody, but that's why we all do this, is because these ideas spark other people's ideas. And then hopefully it sparks somebody else that's never been in the hobby to finally pick up that controller for the first time and figure out what we're talking about on how much fun this hobby really is. And then once you find out how much fun you're having, you get into the community and find out there's just a bunch of kick-ass people that you wish you would have known your whole life because they're that genuine. And that's how I feel. I wish I would have known you guys my whole life, because we all have the same interest on this hobby and we all love it the way we do. And so, thank God for the internet and YouTube for being able to bring us all together like this. Because, like I said, I have people literally. I know Dan is, and I'm sure other people that have channels on here too are global. And I would have never met some of the people that are subscribers on my channel. I have like almost 20% of my videos now are translated, which means other countries that don't speak English are watching the videos. So anywhere I can throw out the interest in this hobby and to get more people interested in it is my goal. And then the secondary goal is to make as many friends as I can. And I'm really close to having my 1,000. And that's what I want. I want at least 1,000 friends. And then we're going to push for 2,000 or just keep growing it. That's the whole idea. Just more. I want more people in this hobby, because we get more people in the hobby, then more retail stores like Love's will decide to dip their toe in it and take a chance. And if we as the community can show those retailers when they do take that chance that we will support that endeavor by purchasing that stuff, then they'll do it again. And then other retailers take notice and then they'll do it. And see, if we start it from the ground up, it could be literally the people that are in the hobby now that really resurrect it and make it another household thing, where we all see TV commercials for maybe 2 or 3 different hobby, Auto World, maybe AFX, maybe Mattel, who knows? Point being, we may see commercials again, but it takes retailers to do that, because those people buy sets by the thousands. So that's why I tell everybody it's really important to support the retailers like PTT that makes his exclusives, because he actually made Auto World branch out, and he wouldn't have been able to make them branch out unless he helped us. You know what I'm saying? We helped him, he helped us. You know what I'm saying? It just fed everybody, and that's how the chain works. And the more people we can get in that chain, the better, because we all win when there's more manufacturers involved. Yes. Yes. God bless you too. Yep. Yeah, Rick. Yeah, that's like I said, guys. That's what everybody that's here puts in time and effort. And Adam, I'm sorry I missed you earlier tonight. Dan Slot Valley, I'm sorry I missed out on Thursday. I haven't even been able to check out Friday night. Obviously dealing with the dog. And I've been trying to catch up on everybody's videos when I can, but I know how much effort you guys put into it. I know what I've been doing with my channel, and it's been working. So I'm trying to help you guys get the little boost that I got. And if we all give each other that little boost, then it just helps us all. And so comment on everybody's video that you can. Give it a thumbs up if you can, and then share it with a friend or two if you can. Even if you're just sharing it with your wife or your girlfriend, or if you're on your computer, share it to your phone number. That counts as a share. It doesn't matter. Just all these interactions and all these little things add up to big things, and it just helps get the hobby out there. So let me ask you guys this: would if offered, would you guys be interested in be building a car for you. So in other words, you say, hey, Scott, I want you to build me a Tyco, or I want you to build me a Mega G Plus, or I want you to build my Auto World for me and send it to me, or whatever. Are you guys interested in having somebody tune and tweak a car for you to send, that you purchased and that you send to buy? Because I've been looking at maybe not really Scott's Customs, because I'm building them to what you want, so you would tell me your budget and what you're kind of looking to do. And then I suggest parts. I get the parts, I assemble the thing, make sure it runs really good, obviously, and then I ship it and the original parts off to you for a modest cost of depending on what I did. So keep that in mind. That was one of the things I was thinking about trying to offer to members of my channel, because I got to putting the Tyco together, and it dawned on me that not everybody can handle those little itty bitty springs. Not everybody can handle those calm brushes. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it put off a week for me getting my hand damaged by the toolbox because I couldn't handle that little stuff. So I didn't want someone to miss out on maybe building something or having the opportunity to have a hopped up car just because they didn't have the ability to build it themselves. So keep that in mind to anybody that's out there that's watching now or later. If you don't have the ability to build your own car and you would like one to be built, reach out to me, and then let me know what you're looking at, and we can try to come together and come to agreement on what you're looking to build and how fast you want to go. Just watch free shit and move on. Well, Rich, that's no way to be, buddy. It's all free. I don't charge anybody to watch my videos. The only thing I'm doing is members are going to get their own little. I gotta treat them special because they're the ones that are really helping out the channel, consistently. And I want them to make, like I said, a team member, fan, partner, makes no difference. What level you're at. I just want to make sure that you're seeing some value in whatever amount of money that you decide to spend with my channel. Because my goal is, like I said, to buy another I want a GoPro instead of this webcam. So I can actually, zoom in and have detail, and, hook up a mic so you can have decent audio and stuff like that whenever I'm doing live feeds and stuff like that. But the way it works is if I buy a GoPro, then that means I don't buy any cars to sell for a month. And then if I don't buy any cars to sell for a month, then I have no cars to sell and the income stops. So I've got to do something to generate the extra income, because like somebody mentioned, I do have a motor to pay for besides the dog. And one way or another, guys, we're going to see Scott doing some live one-to-one racing next year in his Mustang, one way or another. So, I'm trying not to sell a kidney on the black market if at all possible. But, nothing's off the table. One way or another, I'm racing my car. You found John Wick 164th on that. I did read that right? The John Wick Mustang already? The Silver Screen series? Kenny? Yeah, you can give him hell, Ryburn. Like I said, guys, I'm not forcing anything on anybody. I'm just making offers out to people, and just trying to maybe move your subscription up the next step. You know what I'm saying? If you're so inclined. If you're not, no biggie. I appreciate everybody just the same. It's just that I've got to give my members something a little special because they're members. They paid that little bit extra, and so I feel obligated to try to do what I can to try to give them some special input on the channel, cars to auction, what they want to pick on, discounts on cars if they want to buy them, stuff like that. John Wick figurine. Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm down with that. I'm down with the John Wick. you can actually go to Paramount Pictures in case you're John. If anybody out there is John Wick fan like I am, you can go to Paramount Pictures and you can um, get John Wick to text you. And anytime that anything to do with the movie is going on, they send out exclusive text to the people that are part of John Wick's inner circle or whatever, and you get to hear about it like I don't know 2 or 3 hours before they release it. So and then exclusive offers of some of the merchandise on some of the stores with discounts and stuff like that. So if you are a John Wick fan and you do want to buy some of the memorabilia, but you don't want to pay full price, go to their thing, sign up for free, and the next time they send out a mass text, you can take advantage of the 10% off sale and or whatever it is on some John Wick merchandise because they have some pretty cool shirts. They got a tie that I want, and I don't know if you guys have seen like one of the promo ads, but it's got a bunch of gun shells, expelled gun shells, like coming from the gun. Ooh, nice. Yeah, the old Black Boss 429. They need, if they're going to make a John Wick figurine, they need to make the dog too. I'm just saying, it all started with the dog. Well, I did make a personal purchase before I went broke. I'm kind of proud of these. Okay, so if you remember a couple, I guess it's been about a month ago when I did the last live feed, I was showing you guys the fastest car on my track, that a buddy of mine has, Angry Coyote. Sometimes he joins in on the chat. Anyway, his Viper with a Firebird body underneath, it's the fastest one. No, me either, Ryburn. That's why it would be more for display, or one of those gag things. Whenever I did have to wear a tie, yeah, just to show my displeasure for wearing the tie. The pseudo rebellion. Oh yeah, gunmetal. Oh, you went the other way. Okay, cool. You went the OG one. Okay. So ever since he did that, I went and I showed you guys the last time. I went and I got me I got this bad boy right here on a turbo chassis, not a super racing turbo. I'm looking down at the screen, make sure it's kind of focusing. So, and then once I cleaned this bad boy up, I realized I really didn't want to smash it up because this thing's in really good shape. Kind of like Eleanor. Oh, okay. And then, so I was like, well, I need to find one that I can race that I don't care about getting crashed up. And so, lo and behold, these two popped up on eBay. And I did not know this until I cracked open my little book that the mayor was so kind enough to pick up for me at one of the slot car shows. These are set cars. In fact, the person that I bought them from sent them to me in the box that they came in with the set. And the reason why I got it was because there you can see it's missing the A-pillar on this one. But everything else is perfect on these things. And okay, so here's the kicker. You're like, Scott, why are you telling us this long, boring story about a couple of old Trans Ams from 1978, by the way? Well, it just so happens that these nice little Magna Traction cars are also Magna Traction lighted chassis. So it's the original. See where the solder is right there for the wire and how they ran it up from the clip there, and then there's the bulb. 1979. Okay, see, there we go. 78, 79. I knew I was in there somewhere. Don't have my book in front of me, but these are original OG Magna Traction lighted chassis. One of them, I think my battery's about ready to die. I ain't trying to turn over. I know they run. I ran them. Oh. This, yeah. Bulb still works. This one's burned out, but I'm going to replace it. But this one, still original and with the original bulb and still runs. And it's also on a Magnetraction. You can see the solder point there on the side. These chassis alone on eBay, I've seen draw $40 and $50. People go stupid for those original Magnetraction lighted chassis. Okay, Ken. Yeah, cool. Thanks. Yeah, there's no. Yeah, this has got the blunt front end on it. Yeah. So, once again, I'm not going to race either one of these cars because I didn't realize A, what I bought was set cars, and B, I didn't know that these were lighted chassis when I bought it because the picture didn't show it, just showed a top and a bottom and a side. So I knew that the A pillar was missing off of this one. And that's why I originally thought I'd race it. But then when I saw that these were set cars, I was like, well, I can't race it now. So yeah, now that I've got 3 of them and they were all intended to race in some way, shape, or form, and now none of them are going to race. But they're so this is the one they right here. This is the one they call mustard, I believe. One of them they call mustard. There's 2 different colors in case it's not coming out very well, but this is the dark yellow, lighter yellow, and then the black. You can see the birds are different on the hood. It says Pontiac, and the other one says what? Trans Am? Oh, Firebird. So this one says Pontiac. These 2 say Firebird. So nothing that's going on the wall, but I guess it will eventually. It's going to go. They're going to go in the case. So I thought I was going to have some runners to run with my buddy, but I can't bring myself to ruin something that's this old, that's in this good a shape. Just knowing that there's, they're not made anymore. So anytime you destroy something old like this, there's no replacing it. It's gone forever. And I just feel guilty ruining anything that's in this good a shape that made it this long without being destroyed. So yeah, obviously I feel that way about a lot of cars because they're all over the wall. Hey, Matt, thank you for joining in, man. I don't know if you were here earlier or not, but I was pumping your video on this because I'm not opening my auction one. Yeah, no. I honestly thought about selling them because I wasn't really a Trans Am fan. And then, like I said, I cracked open the book that the bear got me and saw the rarity and the availability. And then the fact that those are 2 set cars from that era, I was like, oh, well, so much for selling them. The red and the black ones. Oh, cool. The AFX version or the Tyco versions, Adam? Because these are the AFX versions. I thought he had the Tyco versions. I didn't know he had the AFX. If he's got the AFX, I need to get on there. But now that Matt's on here, if you haven't checked out his video, go do so because he actually opens up this set, gets out the trucks, puts them on the track. He shows you a little cardboard cutout. He shows you a little crash section. Gives you a real review on it besides just showing you the box and telling you if you're close to a Love's, you need to go buy one, which is kind of like what I did. But these are going to be a collector's, hands down. They're already a collector. It's just hands down. They haven't even been out, 48 hours, and they're already selling out. You're right, Tyco. Okay, that's what I thought. No, I try to go to his page and try to see all because every so often he comes up with some oddball, like that the Super G Plus that's on the wall here. There, that one. That's that one right there, the Super G Plus. That was one of the deals that he had in the extras and stuff like that. So, and you know, I didn't know it was going to be there. It just popped up one day. So, you know, I always go and check to see about carded cars because I never know who's coming into his place to try to get him to buy their collection or whatever. And he gets a lot of cool cars. Oh man, I wish I would have had the money to buy some of the one that he put out there for sale, AFX and Aurora and Tyco wise. He threw out some really rare cars, and I'm not really a T-Jet guy, but he was throwing out some stuff that I just know from looking on prices at other places that some of those T-Jet cars were. He gave them away compared to what they were going for, and then others he made a killing on. So you know, yin and yang, it kind of balanced out. But there were a lot of cars in that collection that he was selling off that I, you know, if money was no object, wouldn't we all have a bigger collection? So Adam, did you get your track power thing worked out? In case you were one, okay, so I don't know. Yeah, see the little spring right there? You need to make sure that thing's shoved over and it's contacting that side right there on the other side when you hit them together. You changed the two set of tracks. So you're all working again? Okay, cool. No, dude, I just want to make sure you get your track running. I know you made it bigger, more straightaways, bigger corners, you know. Good stuff. Oh, okay, so you guys know that I talked about the F1 unicorns. Okay, so this is the full tilt car that they replaced the Red Bull car with, but when they lost the license. So if you're a collector and you're wanting to collect all the Mega G versions, which is the one with the bigger wing up here in the front, that's how you can tell the difference. The Mega G bodies have a bigger wing than the small front wing. And then sometimes, depending on, I know it sounds crazy, but depending on the body, sometimes you can't even switch a Mega G Plus chassis underneath a Mega G body because they actually made them taller on the inside for the circuit board. Anyway, the Red Bull Unicorn is on eBay right now. It's for sale. It can be yours for the small price of $800 plus shipping. Yeah, I didn't stutter. $800 plus shipping. So not only are you going to get raked over the coals for $800 for something that says Red Bull, but you're going to have it paid to ship to you. That just blows me away. Yeah, there you go. That's the whole thing. You gotta play with your track and find out what you like before you do like I did, if you're going to, and that is attach it. You know, if you're not going to attach it, then that's the beauty of being able to, you know, change it all up. I found a layout that I liked and I decided I wanted to attach it. And Robert just nailed it right there, man. That's the very next investment that I would make is get me another controller, a decent controller, and then try to get a power dedicated power supply, and wire in directly and get away from the wall warts. Hey, Slot Car League of Champions. Another great channel, guys. You got to go check him out. Makes some really, really kick-ass videos. And like I said, I just know from making videos myself, and Dan with Slot Valley can back this up, and anybody else that makes videos and not just live knows that the editing takes forever. And if you're two thumbs like I am on editing, it just takes you twice as long as anybody else. And you would think after a year I'd be getting better at it, but I still suck. So I'm honest. I mean, let's face it. People aren't watching my videos because they're produced really well. They're watching them because there's some content in there that they find valuable. Let's just be honest. I mean, Hey man, no problem. No, I'm pumping everybody's channels that I can. Like I said, and I shared some. If you missed the first part of this video when we're all done tonight, man, you need to go back and check out the first part because I gave some tips on how to get your net, what I call your net of viewership out there to more people. And I gave some tips on things that I've learned with the YouTube algorithm on how to get your channel videos out in front of more people. And so definitely check that out, man, because it's working for my channel. So if it's working for me, it's going to work for everybody. Because I don't dedicate myself to doing any, sitting there all day trying to do channels. I just take little ideas and go with it. You know what I'm saying? I've got a real full-time job. This is just my fun part-time job. Oh my God. Yeah, I thought he was going to have a coronary. Yeah, I couldn't believe he got him to set it up in the store and run it around. I was really impressed. And I was shocked that he only walked out of there with one. Like I said, when I walked out of my Loves, when I called them this morning, they had 4 that they got shipped to them. And I told them I wanted 2. And by the time I walked out of that Loves, they had 0. So I know they're selling out everywhere. He bought 6. Wow. See, so what the manager told me at my Loves is the bigger metropolitan areas were going to get more, and she got all that they would let her have, which was the 4. So, oh yeah, it was. No, there's no doubt. He was happy little. He looked like us when we get something that he sends to us that we've always wanted. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of cool to see it in reverse. And that's what I love about this is when I got this today, guys, when I was walking out of that store, I was just my cheeks still hurt. I've been smiling all day. My dog's gonna live. I got me a really cool, couple little race sets. Um, it's been a good day compared to what Thursday was. It was the Thursday from hell. And I was really glad Friday the 13th wasn't the Friday the 13th from hell either. So I've had a really good day, but all the way home, all I did was smile, and I had those in the front seat, and I just kept looking at them and looking at them and looking at them, and they just made me smile because every day I look at all my collection and it makes me smile. I cannot look in my room and it not make me smile, and that's why I do this is because I see these things and I think fun. I just look at my cars, and the first thing that pops into my mind is fun. This looks like fun, and thankfully for me, I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of fun, and I want to continue to have that fun and share the fun with everybody else. Did I go to Sonic? No, I came straight back here, and then I ran out to. I hadn't been back here 30 minutes, and my mom called and she goes, "You got a package in the mail today," and that's what these were. So I had to make another hour trip. So I've driven today like 5 hours. Then I came home, started working on the track, and then I spent about 20 minutes untangling the dog. And yeah. Rick, what I was told is that it's going to be in more. What Brian mentioned, this coming straight from Brian. This isn't anything that I have inside knowledge on. That it's mainly in their newer truck stops that match this theme right here. And here, I'll take these cars off and get that up there. If you want to see the close up of this, like I said, go check out Matt at Patriot Hobbies and watch his review of this. Kick ass. Gets out the trucks and plays with them. Gets them out on his track. I am going to be the fuddy duddy, and mine's not getting opened. So yeah, it comes with that cut right there, and that's mostly where that's their new, what they call their new design store, according to Brian, and that's where they mostly went. And then there's a good close up of the. And I love these racing rigs. Even if I was going to get them out of the package, they won't run on my track because of the banks. But I got a whole case sitting right behind me. So I love these things. I know Robert Fish is a I-40. Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, to see what it does, I'm going to push Matt's channel, Patriot Hobbies. Go check it out. He opens it up, gets the trucks out. This bad boy's going on a shelf in the living room for display. Like with the, if you see the, go back and look at the Look What Scott's Got. Whenever I got the Auto World Hot Wheels stuff, and I got that Auto World Snake and Mongoose, the VW Bus drag set. It's also got tape on the side, so you can't open it up either. It's also on the shelf out there. So this one's going on the shelf. That way I'll at least be able to see them. Oh, and in case you're wondering, this is the logo. In case anybody was confused by what I was saying about the two stickers. One sticker is going to say pound slot cars. And then the other sticker, that one's the one for your car, vinyl transfer. And then this one is just like a peel and stick that has my logo. So, and then if you don't want to, hey, Mark, have a good night, buddy. Thank you for joining in. Appreciate it. And if you don't even want to join the channel, I'm going to offer those for sale so people will be able to buy them too. So, yeah. No, Rick, they don't run for shit. No, like I mentioned to one of the guys in the Discord chat, these are just what I can consider display queens for my track. I think honestly, because I've seen people race these successfully, but you have to have more like a routed track where it's all flat and one that doesn't have really tight corners. Otherwise, the trailers are just, yeah. Have a good night, man. They had a bunch of these, Matt, in the Bass Pro. Am I reading that right? But the wife was with me. Yeah. yeah. You didn't want to hear about it all the way home, did you? No, I feel you. Oh, drag race trailers. Drag race the trailers, yeah. Oh, send them to me. I think Robert Fish bought one of the. It wasn't even a semi truck. He bought one of the Auto World dump trucks from I think Series 3 or 4. Robert, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Well, no, Mark. I specifically remember reading you saying no trucks for you. But if they're free, it's okay, right? Oh, good stuff. Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. That's cool. And did they have some there, and you just couldn't buy them because you didn't want the evil eye from the wife all the way home, or were they already sold out? Because, like I said, I know that my one in Stratford, Missouri, is officially sold out because the women, like I said, they're like, "Oh, I'm going to wait till Christmas," and an eBay seller, an evil bay seller wouldn't have told them not to wait. An evil bay seller would have just bought them right up from underneath them. But when I hear one's for their kid and one's for a grandchild, and first thing goes through my mind is what an awful set to buy a kid for the first slot car set. But I'm not going to tell them that because they work for Love's and they were wanting it because they had the little trucks. So I'm sure their kids will like it no matter what. And that's the future. We got to get kids involved. She wouldn't understand. No. The wife would make it very difficult. Yes, no. Hey, so Matt just said that the Loves down in Little Rock has a bunch of them. And I bet you money, if you talk nice to him, Mark, he'd be willing to go get you one and ship it to you so you could have these awesome little trucks running around your track. I'm just throwing that out there. All for the small price of another set. I'm sure Matt will do it. The black one? Okay, yeah. See, I knew that, Robert. Yeah. Oh, trust me, I'm still trying to find those. Every time I see those guys, I try to bid on them because I know Robert and I are looking for them. I tried to bid on a V Gaines, a Veneri Gaines, the Kindle trailer, truck and trailer, and the Pro Stock car, and the what they call Cruise Pedregon Nitro Fish car. And I watched them, and then the last day that the auction was ending, everybody and their brother found them, and people getting pissing matches. Next thing you know, they're paying $90, $100. I'm not paying $90, $100 for that car. I'll wait. Don't need it that bad. Yeah, see, there you go. Matt's telling you shipping would be cheap. And then you could put one of your modified Viper chassis and with the clip underneath this X-Traction cab, and we could see how well the Viper chassis works with a big rig. Oh, I like that idea. Come on, everybody. Let's encourage Mark to buy him a set so he can hop it up and put a Viper underneath it and get it out on his Viper track. Yeah, see, that's... I know this sounds crazy, guys, but if you wait another week, I can guarantee you these are going to be sold out everywhere, and $140 is going to look cheap. I know that sounds stupid because it only costs $75, but people love these trucks. And there's people like me out there and Robert that collect those. The Big Rig Racing Series is what they're called. Here, I'll just turn it. There you go. Right there. That's what that case is just big rigs. That would be funny. Hey, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome content, man. How do you make an Auto World semi truck run better? You trash the X-Traction and slap a Viper underneath it. Yeah. Exactly, Matt. All right, Mark, I'll leave you alone, buddy. You have a good night. Thanks again for joining in, man. Appreciate your support. Oh, so you finally got one, Robert? Congratulations, buddy. The last time I saw one on eBay, like I said, it went for $90, and I'm not paying $90 for that car. Like I said, for $90, guys, I can buy a couple of Mega G Plus cars or something like that to sell to you guys, and spread the wealth, basically. You're tempting me, but no, I can't, man. This is Scott's old man retirement fund right here. That's what this is. That's what all the cars on wall. If you guys stay subscribed to me till I retire, when I retire is when I start selling all this. Every single car is when I start selling it all. That makes more sense to me personally. The 4-gear chassis idea that Matt just had with Patriot Hobbies, that makes way more sense to me. But hey, it took them how many years before they decided to put in a second guide pin? So now there's 3. There just used to be 2. So if you guys aren't familiar with why I was saying probably the star of the auction would be the Mega G there. As an example, watch out, my dog's the cone dog's here. Gotta watch her from the computer. As an example, if you go to eBay right now, there's 3 different versions of that Mega G car, F1 car on eBay right now for sale, and every single one of them is $150. I just retired. Make some offers, Scott. Nice. No, when I retire. Yes, Slot Car League of Champions. I love them. In fact, we have a class that we race them, and we don't race the Indy versions. We got the Porsche versions. Here, I'll get it out here. I'm trying to keep my dog away because with her cone, she'll knock over the computer. So this is the class. Yeah, turn it. Okay, so this is the class that we run. We got all 4 versions of these, and so we run these Mega G's. So we got this class right here, and then this is also another one of my personals that I like running around. And this thing, the only thing you can see when it's going around the track is that damn yellow helmet, because it is just lightning fast, and yeah, it's just a blur. Yeah, see that, Robert, that was my thinking, is they need to do something with the magnet in the back. But I don't know how you're going to do that. That's above my pay grade. So, yeah, Slot Car League of Champions. I love these Mega G cars. I've got, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them out that I race with and play with. And I love them. I really wish they'd have stuck with this chassis because you can rebuild them. They use the same magnets as a Mega G Plus. That a lot of the same parts and wheels and just yeah of older chassis cars as far as the springs and brushes and stuff like that go, and rear ends and gears and stuff. So I mean, it's just, I understand why they went to the can motor, because general population doesn't want to mess with the motors. I get it, but I think the best thing they could have done is offered both. They could have kept them both around. Because these things are like the old Tycos. Eventually, you know, you're gonna have stuff wear out. You know, like your motor brushes and stuff, and you're gonna have to replace them. And with these can motors, it's all internal. It's all internal. The brushes and everything are already all in there. There's no fiddling with springs and shit like that. And this one, you know, you can see the barrels through there. So you got brushes and barrels and springs in there, and you got the shoe springs, and you know what I'm saying, it's just a lot more labor intensive to put this thing together than it is to slap that thing in a chassis and you know, hook it up with that circuit board. And so like I said, the traction magnets are the very same, but it's the labor intensity to assemble this car, I'm sure. The chassis cost always comes down to money. Oh no, they would. Then that's see, you know, that's why we have the Mega G Plus class. And whenever I dig them out, I've got a stack of bare chassis that are with those can motors that are burned out. That I'd love to see at AFX. I heard back from AFX on my warranty claim, and they said they were going to get back to me, and that was last week, and I still haven't heard anything since. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, no, those can motors are shit. I hate them. As ease goes, yeah, they're easy. Yeah, piece of cake. Yeah, oh yeah, piece of cake. Yeah, just slap it in there and no maintenance required. Bad part is the quality varies so much on these motors. It's hard to get 4 of them that are the same speed or close to it. And then B, they burn up so quick and easy. And then C, there's no way to rebuild them. So literally, when that little can motor dies, it's replace it. You have to replace it. And then now there's no place to even buy them. So you have to buy another bare chassis, at least $20 to $25, and then put it underneath your body. It's just stupid. Where I could buy a little $9 Mega G kit and rebuild this thing. I'm just saying. Yeah, I know why they did it. Easy. Yeah. Cost. I get it. I get it all, but yeah. Doesn't mean I like it. They all have COVID. Yeah, no, they have something going on, but all I know is that these things with this car right here can run almost as quick as one of these things hopped up. You know, when I say hopped up, do like what I did on that other giveaway, the Razor front end, the magnets, the gears, you know, shoes and the springs and stuff. And these things will almost outrun them bone stock. So and we in our class, the only thing you can change is tires. So we've got the factory traction magnets, factory hubs, factory everything. The only thing you can change is tires on our class. So with these cars, and we still run lap times that make those F1 cars, considering how much ass end weight's hanging off here, and you're using the factory 30 magnets on a car that's that fast, you'd be amazed on how well these things handle. You're getting the benefit of the motor magnets and the traction magnets. Mail that car to you. Which one? There's so many back here, Adam. I can't tell which one. This one? This, I've told the story, but I'll tell it again. When I decided to do this, it was 7 years ago. 7 years ago, whenever I got the slot car track together and got my buddies together and we decided to do it, Scale Auto was running all four of these versions of these cars on sale for $25 a piece. And so I asked my friends, I was like, hey, you want me to buy all four of them? And then we all just pick one and we start a new class because we were starting to get pissed off about having to buy new CAN motor cars. And just to find out, you'd buy a 2-pack and one of the cars was slower than the other. And it was just turning into a fiasco. Like I said, I bought 6 of those Indy 2-packs just so we can find cars that are similarly the same speed. Anyway, yeah. So 7 years ago, I paid $25 for this car, plus the ones that are on the wall, because I bought 8 of them. So I bought 8, 4 for us and 4 for the wall. So I had $200 in these cars. Now you can't touch them for $125 minimum. It's insane. And you know why? It's that chassis and this body. Yeah, the Porsche body. 25,000 for my entire collection. Oh, this Porsche. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, Adam. This is my runner, man. This is my personal racer. 25,000 for the whole collection, huh, Rich? I'm sorry. I can't. I respectfully decline your offer. I appreciate your offer, but I respectfully decline it. I've got it. I've got my collection insured for over $100,000. Yep. No, I'm not teasing you, Adam. I'm just showing you what I had to race in the Mega G chassis. I'm sorry. These aren't auction cars. Here, I'll take them away from the picture so no one thinks we're trying to sell them. There we go. Those are my racers. Those are like what I race. No, but I specifically got it. This anything that has to do with my slot car hobby is officially insured separately, and I've got $100,000 insurance policy on it. Now I don't have $100,000 worth of stuff, but I also know that if a fire burned up this place, that there's some cars in here that I'd never be able to replace. And that's why I've got that. I pay extra for that extra coverage, is because I just know that. I mean, I couldn't sell every car in here for $100,000. I know that. I'm a realist. I understand that. But what I'm getting at is if it's replacement cost, which is what I have, there's no way that they're going to be able to find some of these cars because they're just not made anymore. So, yeah. Phil. No, no. I'll race it. I promise. Well, I'm going to race it too, Adam. You can live vicariously through me when we race it on the Mega G class. Or hey, how about this? When we're in St. Louis at the end of the month at that slot car show, we'll walk around and we'll see if I can't buy you one to help pay you back for getting me that one as a gift, because I still feel like I need to get you something that reciprocates something close to that GT40 that's up there. So if we can find you one that's in my price range, buddy, I'll buy it for you. I sure will. That's how much I appreciate you getting me that car, my friend, because I'd have never bought that car if you wouldn't have got it for me. So I can't pay you back enough for that. Slot Car League of Champions, yes, I do. To be quite honest, I didn't start out that way, but I figured out as being a collector that the only way to really enhance your collection's value is the more that you have a complete set. I know everybody just wants the cars, but if you look at what you can get for a whole set that has the cars, it's always more. And obviously, my goal for having what I have is A, for my personal enjoyment, and then B, like if you followed the channel or heard me say it anytime, this is my retirement fund. So when I go to retire, that's when I start selling all this stuff so that it can help me live a little easier in retirement. And I still keep the ones that I want to keep to race and play and have fun with. But as far as the collector's stuff, it's all going away because I want to take advantage of being retired and having some fun. And so my investment into this hobby is a better investment to me because I'm investing in people versus the stock market, because I feel like this hobby is always going to have people in it. And I trust the fact that people are going to keep this hobby going versus more than I trust the stock market at any point in time in my life. So I don't know anywhere where I can buy something at one price, fix it up, clean it a little bit, and make, a percentage of 25 to 30% on what the car costs, on what the vehicle costs. So it's a bunch of little investments that add up into a lot. So like I said, if you look at the $3 or $10 or $5 that I make on a car, sometimes you're thinking, God, it must take you a lot of cars to sell. I sold over 700 cars last year. Oh yeah, no, man, I can't wait, man. I'll take the fire extinguisher. Yeah, no, man. We need to check out and get us some Emo's Pizza and get Adam St. Louisized, get him some Midwest stuff there. I don't think we'd have time to make it actually into St. Louis itself, or we could go to go to Little Italy and there's some really cool places in St. Louis to go eat and stuff. But if we're outside of St. Louis and stuff, then Emo's Pizza will probably be have some place around there that I can order in some pizza for everybody. Oh, Robert, that's you nailed it right there. And that's why when people give me shit about spending money on little toy cars, and then I tell them I spent $25 on this car right here. Oops. I started a video. Where's that? There we go. Oops. Anyway, when I tell them I spent $25 on this car and now it sells for over 80 to $100 out of the package, then they understand why I invest in my hobby. It's not for the financial gain for the short term. It's for the long term. Whenever I decide that it's time to quit collecting and just focus on racing and having fun and enjoying it without doing the flipping and the selling, because you're gambling with your money every time you buy something. I'll give you an example. So I know that you guys like these Porsches, so I specifically went out and bought the sister car. Damn it, just did it again. I bought the sister car to, where's it at? Not that one, this one. So in case you guys are wondering, I'll show you what I'm talking about, sister cars. So I bought the sister car to this. Look at the body. See here? Yeah. This thing was perfect. I've already taken out the glass. It was perfect. Regrettably, my dog with her cone knocked it off on the hardwood floor and it broke. which sucks. So now I got a parts chassis, and I got me a 440 chassis, not a 440X2, a 440. No biggie. But like I said, I invested the money in this to sell, and now I can't sell it. You know, so it's a risk. Or sometimes you buy shit and it's so tore up that you have to put so much money in it that you're just hoping you'll break even. So, you know, it's a gamble sometimes. It really is. Hey man, you know, like I said, guys, you know, she's done a lot of damage since she got home with that stupid ass cone. Um, but I would rather have her around than be mourning her loss. I'll put it that way. No, it was a perfectly clean break. I don't know if it's going to show up very well, but look at that. I mean, I can put it together, and I know I could super glue it, but as far as me selling this to anybody, you know, that ain't going to happen. I'm not going to try to sell a broken car. But it is what it is. I needed the glass for another car anyway, so you know, it worked out. The Miller Genuine Draft, yes, sir. In case you guys were wondering what it was supposed to look like, not broken, this is it. Not broken on a HP7 chassis. And then there's your Miller. HP7 chassis. Oh yeah, no, Robert. That's why I kept it. You know, I didn't. That's why I didn't pitch it. Nope, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a runner. That's why I kept it over there in the corner. I was like, well, if it's going to be a runner, I don't need to worry about the glass because I've got a couple of those the Japanese versions, these black and yellow, the Taka Q or something like that. I bought some of those new old stock bodies. I think Brian had them at PTT, but they didn't have the glass, and so now I got a glass for one of them. That's the way I look at it. Trying to make lemonade out of lemons because I was not a happy camper when that car broke. But like I said, she does not know what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she purposely looked at the car and went like that with the cone and tried to knock it across the room. She was just trying to walk. So. Oh yeah, thank you, Matt. I actually sold one of those. I can't remember who purchased it, but somebody actually bought one of those off my auctions here. So I try to, like I said, guys, I try to when I see a deal on a car, and if I already have it, then I'll try it. If I know if it's something that my subscribers or people that are have bought cars from me in the past are interested in, then I try to invest in them. I know that a lot of people like these Porsches, and that's just those are good looking cars, and so I try to get these anytime I can at a reasonable price. But if they get out of my price range, then it is what it is. So if I can pass the savings on to you guys and still make $3 to $5 to $10, depending on if there's more than one bidder or whatever, then that's fine with me. If I sell 10 cars at $3, I just made $30, and all I did was play middleman. You know what I'm saying? And I made $30, and 30 people got a good deal on a car, and maybe they wouldn't have been able to buy otherwise. It helps everybody. Oh, see, Ryburn. Yeah, there we go. You had the Hot Wheel of that car. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, see, Ryburn. I'm telling you, man. And Ryburn knows firsthand. Robert knows. I mean, even though it was brand new, I don't sell a car unless it runs. So if you're buying it for me, it's going to run. And then I point out every single flaw. I'm not the used car salesman, or I'm not the guy on eBay that has the blurry pictures that you can't make out half of what the car is, except for the one good side or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm completely honest. I am out to make friends, not to burn bridges. And the quickest way to burn a bridge is to try to screw somebody. And that's just bad karma, bad business, bad, 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 bad. That's just not the way I work. And so I make it perfectly clear to everybody 100% money back guarantee, because it may look different in the pictures and here on the auction than it looks like when you get it in your hand. And if you're not happy, I don't want you to go, well, Scott sold me a piece of shit. Send it back. I'll give you back your money. I don't care. You know, there's no hard feelings. You know, I want everybody to be happy with what they purchased. I'm not out to gouge or get anybody. Just trying to spread a little bit of the hobby around. And you know, like I said, those two Mustangs are considered rare. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the collector in me would keep them, but I've already got mine. So why do I need two of those? You know what I'm saying? So I would rather let somebody else enjoy these awesome cars and have a couple of rare Mustangs than me hoard four of them. See my point? So I as long as I got mine for my little collection, then I'm good. I'll pass along the rare cars, whatever they are. You know, makes no difference to me. I'm not out to hoard the hobby. I'm just out to have my collection and then help out other people along the way. Hey, Kenny, thank you for stopping in, man. Thank you again for the tips on the other stuff too, man. I'm sorry, Matt. I just saw that. I'm trying to get it. There we go. Yeah, the one that's right there. That's all trucks. And then you can see the Tyco and Auto World cars and Cruise underneath it. Adam, the reason why that Red Bull's so expensive is because they AFX Race Masters lost the license for Red Bull halfway through the run, or less. There's no one knows exactly how many of them there are. So there's no more than 1,000 of those, and probably no less than 500 of them. But that's just it. There's 500 or 1,000 for the whole world, and we all know how popular Red Bull is. So those things just sold out as soon as they hit the market. I mean, everybody had them, or anybody that had them, they were sold out. I tried to buy one in 2016, and they were already out of my price range back then, and that was before they got to where they're at now. That's how rare that car is. That price right there is going to be about what that number 7 that I'm on the hunt for, the Unicorn GT40. That's about probably what I would expect someone to be asking for that car because of that manufacturer's run error and having so few of them. Oh man, no problem. Actually, hey, if you guys want to, tomorrow I'll do another Sunday showcase, and I'll do the rigs since we're on the Love's Truck Stop or whatever. I'll do my racing rigs cabinet. And I've got a couple of them up in there that I'm really proud of. Oh, cool. Yeah, man. Oh no, man. That's one of the things I'm going to do for my. Well, it sounds like she just knocked over something else in the living room. One of the things I'm going to do is a more personal, in-depth tour of each of the individual cars on the wall and stuff like that, and then that'll be like a live thing for the channel members, and then I'll eventually post that for everybody else to see later. But at least that way, like I said, I'm trying to give content to the people that actually join the channel as a member, something a little special, sets them apart from the subscriber because they are paying a monthly fee to join the channel. So I want to try to do everything I can to build the value into whatever level of membership that you have. And that way you feel like it's worth your investment. Hey, Rick, have a good night. Hey, man, no, thank you again. And thank you for being a member, man. And remember, 6:30 next Wednesday or next Saturday night, we pick the 5 cars. The members pick the 5 cars that we're going to auction off Saturday night. So if you can, try to join that. I'm going to send out a special notification to the members only this week. I'm trying to keep the dog away from the computer. Sorry, she's. Yeah, man. I don't know if you missed it. I'll kind of re up it again. So as you already know, you're a team member. So you're going to get a free hat, shirt, plus the sticker pack as part of your package. But as an added bonus, and it's something that they wouldn't let me add on the YouTube description, and that's why I have to verbalize it, and I'm going to put it in the video. As that level of team member, if you do bid on any car, you're going to get a 5% discount. And then anybody that does the partner program, the next step up, gets a 10% discount. So you're also going to get discounts on cars that I sell and auction off if you're so inclined to buy one, if you choose to do so. So like I said, I'm just trying to show value for what you guys are investing in me and trying to make it worth your money and put that money to good use. And like I said, the main goal is I'm not wanting the, I'd love to have a 360 cam like Slot Car League of Champions and Dan's going for. But right now, I'd be happy with just a newer GoPro and my webcam so that I can have two cameras going. So when we're doing the live racing with people here, people will be able to watch the track and be able to see the cars on the track and not really far away. And then the other camera will be just nothing but on the TV so that you can see the lap time. So you can kind of look at the cars and go, "Ooh, yeah, he made a good lap," or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or see who set the fastest lap time and stuff like that. So anything that I get from input from membership is strictly going right back into the channel. It doesn't go into my wallet. It's going right back into the enhancing and making this experience better. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the light's a little dimmer here. I bought some what they call shaders for my ceiling fan light, and it helped. But obviously, when I turn the camera around, it's still got a bad glare in it. So I'm going to play with loosening up a couple of the bulbs and putting double of those diffusers on there. Oh man, no, you look like you were having a blast. Looked like your weather was a lot warmer where you were in Arkansas than it was up here in Missouri. If you're out there riding those real life slot cars, and like I said, whenever I was younger, my buddies and I would always get cars that were 1, 2, 3, or 4 of us in a row, and then we would always slow down so we could get bunched together. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, we got yelled at all the time. Those aren't bumper cars. Quit that. Yeah. No, Rick. No, thank you. No problem. Cool. Thank you, Rick. I'll see you Saturday night early. And yes, it is tough, and that's why eventually that's why I'm going to use StreamYard. So once I get the first camera paid for, then we're going to go for the second camera so that I can have 3 cameras. So 2 different angles on the track and then one on the strictly on the time. So like I said, because as soon as obviously when I fix the dog destruction and get the track running on Saturday nights is when the guys that normally race, that's when we race. And so my goal is to have a couple hours or an hour and a half with you guys before they get here. And then once they get here, I set up the cameras in the right places, and then you guys can watch us race basically. And then in between heats and stuff like that, I'll come in and answer questions on the chat or stuff like that. Oh yeah, no, it is. That's definitely the way to go if you're going to show live racing. I wish that there was a way for you to pick a screen and make it bigger, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. StreamYard's free. All I got to do is have just another way of a camera to do the stream to get it to where I can show it on YouTube all on one thing. So that's the goal, because I've got to find some way for you guys to be able to see everything without that ceiling fan light being in the way. And there's no way we can race in here without that light, because even I know it's crazy, but when I turn that light off, you guys can still see me and it still looks okay. But that's because the camera is adjusting for the low light level, and so it's lightening everything up, so it looks great on video. But when you're here, it's dark. I mean, here, I'll show you. So see, this isn't that bad for you guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot lighter on the channel than it is here in real life, and so yeah, there'd be no way you could race these little fast cars around the track. They're already little blurs, but let alone at that light level. It's all about the lighting, yes, sir. Um, that's why I bought those little diffusers. I thought that was way, and I got LED lights instead of incandescent bulbs. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to do stuff, but I'm just going to have to buckle down and either find another big selfie ring that I can aim up at the ceiling and light up, have highlight or something. But yeah, those are just way they're too glary. I don't know if that's the word. Oh wow, okay, cool. Yeah, no, if you can find that out for me, that'd be awesome because I'd love to be able to let people pick the camera that they want to watch. That'd be badass. Kind of like Slot Car League of Champions and Dan having that 360 camera where you can just touch the screen and move around and see. That was badass, man. I love that. I just don't have that kind of money to spend on a camera. I can buy a GoPro a lot cheaper. So that's I got to take it in steps. Oh wow, that's awesome. Okay, yeah. Well, obviously, I wouldn't, I wouldn't charge people to switch cameras, but that's a good way to generate income. If here, I want to feed you chickens. I never even thought of that's a brilliant idea. Of course, I don't raise chickens, so I eat chicken, love chicken, but it shows you that particular hen. Well, that's awesome. I never. So you get to own it. You get to feed a chicken and act like you own a chicken, but you don't have the responsibility of taking care of the chicken. That's the best way to own a chicken, in my opinion. That's funny. Ooh, yeah, do that, crack. I like that idea, slot car. Definitely try that out because I'd like to see the ability of being able to focus on one part of a track or move it to another part of the track or whatever. If there's a really action part of the track you want to scope out on or see who's winning or whatever. That's cool. I love that camera, man. That's Now I know why Dan's so excited to have it for his channel after I saw how you used it on yours. That is badass. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to have one to be able to sit down in the middle of mine, but this is the most cost-effective way that I can find to be able to give multiple angles of the same area and let people pick which one they want to view without me forcing them to. Kind of like what Dan says, I'm picking for you. Now you get to pick for yourself. Hey, Dan, I'll shoot you a text later, man. Have a good night, man. Thank you for your support. Stopping by tonight. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I see like Rick's Slot Car Garage. I saw Adam do his, it makes me miss doing other sets, setups, design and layouts and stuff like that because I see so many you guys' tracks gives me ideas, like I said, it's just I don't look at stuff the same way anymore. Um, Always look at stuff now as like, will that look cool on my slot car track? um, but anyway, having the ability to change up, you know what I'm saying? But I've learned that with these high power or higher speed cars and higher downforce magnets and stuff like that, even with clips and stuff like that, if you have a floaty track, you can get these cars moving so fast that it just literally starts jerking the whole track around. And yeah, so that's what led me to actually start attaching mine. But I'm really envious of the people that haven't attached theirs because it gives them the freedom to change it up every so often, and that's kind of cool. Because I know there's some things I'd like to try some of those 18-inch curves from AFX with an inner 15 and have a big long flat curve instead of maybe some of these banks and stuff like that. But I'd literally have to redesign a whole section of my table to try to get stuff to work. And like I said, my main 4x8 sheet that runs this way is already attached down, and it's just this section here that I've been working on that's floating. And that was the section that was giving me problems, and that's why I started working on it. And like I said, literally, even though I got those clips and stuff, it's jerking the track around when a couple of those cars come through those banks at full speed, those Vipers, and it's messing with the joints and stuff. It's crazy how much the track moves around. I'd really, I'd love to have a routed track like, or, like Mark's Slot Car Garage, a Viper track or something like that. But I was looking at those this weekend or last weekend, sorry. And I was looking at like a 4x16. And if the one that there's a couple of them that I found, I can't remember the names of them, but if I put in the rails, it was $1,600. And if they put in the rails, it was another $1,600. $3,200 for that track. I have a hard time ever seeing me spending that kind of money on one of those Viper tracks. Now, if it was one of the Brad Bowman tracks or one of those other makers that does custom wood routed tracks like that, then I don't have that kind of money to spend on one, but I can understand where that money comes from. The Viper track is a simple mold. So, it's like a click clack track, but it's like the high end click clack track in my book, unless you buy one of their whole sheets, what I'm saying, that's already done. So, yeah. A roval. Yeah, see, that's kind of what I had tried to go on with my theme here. Is just I don't have enough, turns and hairpins and stuff like that. That was kind of what I was going with here, and that it just, like I said, I went more for speed than the technicalities part, because you get so used to going fast on those high banks, and then when you do have these certain spots on my track that are the flat corners, then it makes you have to drive then a little differently than you were before. Like I mentioned, you can't hold a Viper wide open on my track through this last bank section, because the cars build up enough speed by the time you start on this corner, work your way around all the way over, that by the time they've gone over there, they're maxed out and they fly. And that corner over there is banked at like 35 degrees, that banking on that bank. So it's not like it's a shallow bank at all, or what they call a fadeaway bank where it's laying over the backside. No, it's up. That Charlotte was, and Indy, those tracks like that are the ones that were giving me this idea. So that's kind of what my theme is there. I've got the high banks, and then I've got some flat spots on mine. So mine's kind of like a roval, but not really. Same but different. Yeah, that's what I was trying to go for. But yeah, like I said, we race, and I know when we race, what takes away from the racing fun is when we crash. It's one thing when you're racing and you're crashing, and it's because you guys are all together. But when you're racing because certain parts of the track are really technical, and you spend more time picking up a car and putting it back in the slot, that kind of takes away the fun for me, so to speak, of doing the racing thing, because you're all into it. You've got a good rhythm going, and then all of a sudden, before I got the call button, someone would yell off, and then you have to let off, and then you have to try to get back into that motion again before someone else off, and so yeah, I tried to make it as few and many times. I didn't want to hear the word off as much as possible, but it still happens. It's racing, but it just doesn't happen as much because those bank corners are a little more forgiving than a flat corner would be. And And then, like I said, I'd love to have a longer track. That's why I comment. If you guys notice, I always comment on your long ass straightaways because I wish I had more long ass straightaway. Because I like to see how fast you can get these cars going. I mean, I just, you know what I'm saying? It's one thing to get them to handle, but come on now. Let's see how fast this bitch will go. I mean, now let's run her down. So I like to see how fast a car is too. And so that's kind of like why I like the drag strip, um, the drag racing part of it. And that's why here soon I'm going to start working on I got to get my car done before the end of this month so I can get it shipped off to Canada because I know it's going to be a 2 week journey. So I got probably about 2.5 weeks to get my car done before I need to ship it off to Dan so it hits there by his deadline. Yeah, see, if there was just me and a buddy doing it, then yeah, I would definitely go 2 lane because you could A, get a lot more track in a different, in the same area, and but B, be able to make some more intricate designs and stuff like that. But since I have like 6 people that come over that want to race, um, it'd be no fun for 4 people to watch 2 people and then 2 people to sit and watch the other 4 people. You know what I'm saying? That'd just take forever. So having 4, and then with my bias through timing system, I put everybody in there, and then everybody gets to round robin every lane. You know what I'm saying? So everybody gets to race, and you don't have to wait that long before it's your turn to hit the track. And like I said, I try to keep it as much interactive as I can. More straightaway, yeah. No, no, I feel you. I feel you. No, trust me, I maxed out as much straightaway when I built this table that I could. I mean, literally, the straightaways are as long as I could get them every single place that I put them. There is no spare spot for lack of straightaway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I maxed it out everywhere I could. Even if I had to just add another 3 inch piece, I added another 3 inch piece so I could get that extra length. Oh, Mountain Dew dead. Oh yeah. See, that's um one of the things that we do, is we don't really until I got these call buttons. We were having to yell off every time someone came off or something like that. But now that we don't, we got the call buttons to do that. Now we got to figure out what's the penalty going to be for how many times you hit the call button during a race, and it's going to be a timed thing. And so whenever I'm sitting here doing laps and stuff like that, I do a lot of. I mean, yeah, I just turn a lot of laps, and I try to do it in every single lane. And I sit there, I bet for hours, and just I try to go as fast as in the far outside lane as I go in the inside lane, or within a tenth of a second. And that way, I'm trying to do it. So either I'm racing against a friend or I'm racing against the clock. But one way or another, I'm racing. But I prefer to race against a friend or friends. Yeah, head to head. Yeah. Well, racing 3 other people is just like that bonus 2 people. You know what I'm saying? And nothing cooler than when, and it doesn't happen all that often because of wrecks. But when you have 4 cars within I don't know, a 15-inch straight of each other going around the track for a few laps, and people are changing leads and positions and stuff because of the turns and the length of the track and stuff like that. That is just, I mean, we even all comment whenever that happens. None of us are saying nothing while it does happen because we don't want to jinx it. But after someone does crash, we're all like, man, that was badass. We were all 4 together, just side by, yeah. It's just a whole highlight of a race whenever you can get 4 people hauling ass, and they're all within that little close proximity to each other. And we've been able to actually been so competitive that purposely drive your car in deep because that you're on the inside lane, someone else is on the outside lane, and they're going to act like your guardrail. I mean, it can get pretty brutal. Phoenix. I'll be right back. Just a second, guys. Dog's trapped in the bathroom. She went sniffing into the bathroom and then managed to shut the door enough behind her to where that cone wasn't letting her go through the door. And so all I kept hearing her smacking that cone up against the against the bathroom door and the cabinet in there. So I figured I'd help out my poor wounded dog. And she's mad. She's, like I said, she thinks I'm punishing her, and she thinks she's in trouble, and and then it was everything I'd do to try to keep from yelling and screaming whenever she was tangled up in the wires underneath the table, because I knew what was happening. And yeah, and it happened anyway. So yelling wasn't going to do no good, and she was scared. So it is what it is. I mean, just like a real kid in real life. I mean, no kid makes their parent happy all the time. You got to take the good with the bad. Yeah, like right now, I'm sorry, I'm having to fight her away. She's wanting to get over here in front of my lap because of that cone and rest her head in my lap, but I can't because the computer and everything's right here. So I'm trying to keep her away from knocking over, because I've got one laptop sitting on a stool in front of the camera, and I got that laptop for this computer here, and I got the laptop that we did the drawing for the free car earlier. So I'm surrounded by computers, and with that cone, it's just an accident waiting to happen. Did anybody have any questions or anything they want to specifically talk about, or anything with me? Like I said, I've been on here for 2.5 hours. I am enjoying myself, but I don't want to bore anybody to tears. I appreciate all 19 of you here. At one point in time, it looks like I had 38 people, so that's awesome for Saturday night. That's the most we've had in a while. I appreciate everybody that takes their time to show up on a Saturday night, to be quite honest. I mean, like I said, there's sports, there's racing. There's a lot of things you can do in the world besides sit here and listen to a hillbilly from Missouri talk about slot cars. As a matter of fact, Adam, besides this set, I got another one. It's already out there on the mantle, but if you'll give me just a second, I'll come out and I'll show you what it is. All right. This is your Hot Wheels Electric Racing Screaming Stunt Jam. And see, it comes with the little box that when you pass through here and you're going through the loop, it makes a sound or whatever. And what's really cool about this set is it comes with 2 set-only cars, which is this red twin mill and this blue truck. Now, some of you may be saying, Scott, this isn't a set-only truck. And I say, oh, contraire, mon frere. This is the set-only color. They made 2 versions of this truck. And if Rick's still here, he can back me up. And the only version that came in this color blue was in this race set. And same way with this red twin mill right here. So the only way you can find these 2 is if it came out of this set. And there's the track itself. Not a lot there. Yeah, Robert. See, that's funny that you say that, is because normally I drive a Tahoe, and normally I just let them in on the the side back 2 doors. but her cone's too big for her to get in between the seats. So now I have to lift up the hatch and pick her up and stick her in the back. I feel bad for her because she hates to be picked up. Yeah. But here's the really cool thing about this track. There's those cars again. Notice that ribbon right there? Yes, guys, that is still sealed. This is brand new. And I'm going to get the date. I think it was 2000. Maybe it wasn't 2000. Maybe it was 1999. So this thing's 24 years old. Brand new, never open, never going to be open. Closest I'm going to come to seeing these cars ever in my life is right there, unless I buy some individually, because I'm not going to open this thing ever. It's just going to get sold. But here's the best part about this track here, guys. So if you may or may not have been privy to kind of what I do, what I call shotgun bidding on eBay. In other words, I bid on 60 cars weekly, at least 60. But while I bid on is what I'm willing to pay. I just stop. I don't get in bidding wars with anybody. I gotta, like these cars here. I knew there was a dollar amount that I need to get to, and no more, or I wouldn't be able to sell them to people and have them even think about wanting to buy them, even if it was a little bit cheaper, because it'd be too close to something that they could find on eBay themselves whenever they wanted to buy it. So it's got to be something that is going to be a benefit to my subscribers. If they want to bid on one, it's got to be something that's going to clear my costs. So I throw out a bunch of what I call lowball bids, and basically, like $1 or $2 or $3 more than what they're asking max. Well, this particular race set had a make offer. So I made an offer. I offered $30 plus shipping. See what I got in my hand? So I got this thing shipped to my door for, what was it? $46, $47 with tax. Stole it. Great deal. No. You're a bad influence on me, Slot Car League of Champions. I like the way you think, but you're a bad influence, my friend. Yeah, no. Trust me. I'd love to open this one up. I'd love to open that one up. I bet this makes my 6th or 7th brand new set that's never been opened that I've got. And I'd love to open them all because they all have exclusive cars in them. But like I said, I bought them for a purpose. This is pretty cool looking, so that's why it's out in the living room. And it's brand new for one thing, and it's 24 years old. Yeah, no, these are bought to be sold later. My favorite race set, besides the Super International 4-lane, obviously AFX, I have a 4-lane Tyco that I think is pretty cool. But what I consider, just because of its rarity, I like the best is I have a Shelby AFX racetrack, the Shelby America, that Shelby Shelby Mustangs, Shelby Cobras, Shelby America contracted AFX to make them a set. In fact, I can show you the cars, and they came with, one of them was a set only car, and one of them was a set only car here, and the other one you could buy in the individual pack. And I'm going to try to hold my computer and the thing together so we can get you up there. That one right there comes in the set, and here, let me open that door, get rid of that glare. So this number 9 is that one that's up in the case. Oops, sorry. There you go. That number 9 is the one that's up there. And then this number 15. Mega G chassis. But they're chromed. And this is the set only Cobra. This is the only way you get that was in that set. So I'm probably the proudest of that set right there. Let's take him for a spin. You're cracking me up, man. Nope. Those cars are, that number 15 by itself is probably close to $200. I didn't pay no $200 for the whole set. That's the crazy part. I paid $130 shipped to my door for that whole set back in 2017 before prices went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. No, I tell everybody, and I'll reiterate it again, if I had to try to redo my collection that I have right now, if I had to buy every car that I have in here right now again, I couldn't afford it. That's how much prices have changed. You know, when you're paying $25 a car, and now this very same car that's on my wall I'm looking at is $125 a piece. You know, there's no way I could afford to do that. You know how long it would take me to buy and sell cars at $3 and $5 or $10 profit? Yeah. I might have a little section of like 10 cars. Yeah, they come off, but I do that because the dog dander and the hair, even though I don't even like the little sides being open because of dust. Because literally once a month, I have to pull 4 cars out. What I do is I pull 4 cars out, stick them on my arm, and then I wipe down the inside with a microfiber towel. Then I got another microfiber towel that I wipe down each of the 4 cars and get them clean again before I stick them back in the case. And you can only imagine how long it takes to do that with these cases. And I do that because the longer you leave dirt on any of this plastic, it'll try to embed itself. And the last thing I want to do is ruin all the stuff that I just spent all this money on. So, yeah. That's why I leave those doors on, Rich. I noticed that you also, like you do your cars where they head on at each other. I thought it was a cool idea. I was like, man, I should have thought about doing that too. But as I said, that's, you know, the beauty of being able to look at what everybody else does that's a little different than what you're doing. It's what's what I love about this hobby is we're all doing the same thing. We just do it a little different. So I got that, Adam. Sorry, that was a long story just to find out which one of my newest sets that I got besides this. So I got this Hot Wheels coming, and then I'll wait and I'll show you. I won't tell you what it is, but I'll just tell you that I got another Tyco's set from the, I believe it's the early 90s. And I paid less for it than what you could have to buy the cars for. And it comes with the cars. And we'll do a look what Scott's got next Saturday before we start the auction. And my dog is sitting here whining because I think she needs to go out now. So I don't want to torture her anymore. She's whining at me. So I hate to wrap up real quick, but if she's whining, that means I've got a limited amount of time to get her outside before she makes an accident in the house. So I apologize, but congratulations again to our winner. Thank you so much for everybody for entering. I appreciate it. If you're a member, please look out for the members only video that I'm going to be posting this week about the invitation to be sure to show up early next Saturday. So we pick the 5 cars that we're going to auction off to everybody, and run down any benefit questions or anything like that that you might have. Look for the show on Wednesday, because I am going to do another video on Wednesday, and it's going to have the track up and running again. I'm going to spend tomorrow afternoon when I get back from my parents rewiring everything and assembling, and then I'm going to test and tune this thing. I'll put up the camera, film a few laps of it, show the lap time speed, and then that way everybody can see specifically how fast the car picked up on my track before it gets sent back off. And then that way everybody will have an idea of how fast this one would be in comparison once I get it built. So a lot of good things coming on this week. A lot of good things coming for members too, exclusive stuff. A lot of stuff, even if you don't want to be a member, to be able to purchase and just, have some personal stickers and stuff for your own track or your own car. So, or a hat or a hoodie or a shirt, something along those lines. So it's all coming, just slowly but surely. So once again, guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to all of you that are a current subscriber. If you haven't subscribed already to my channel or anyone else that's in the chat, please do us all a favor. Give us a subscribe, hit the bell, give us a thumbs up, share it with some friends and some family. We'd appreciate it. Thanks again, guys. You have a good night and look for those new videos to come out. And tomorrow I will do a Sunday slot car showcase of the racing rigs. So look for that to come out tomorrow afternoon. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.